The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Can I tell you how much I love that opening?
That's the best opening ever.
Oh my God, it's so much fun.
Ready.
We do like our openings. We do like our Perry Chans when he does his openings. Hey everyone, guess who wasn't here? Gary has apparently got no internet. He's working on it. I don't know.
I had problems with my computer. I wasn't sure I was going to get in. I had to restart and
wow.
You know, every once in a while you get a computer that's a lemon. And
yeah, but you know how to restart a computer. We're talking Gary here.
My bad.
I don't know how to make this metal box work. How does it work?
It won't speak to me.
It was pictures talking to me, and then they all went black. I don't know.
You do a good English accent.
Yes,
it's a Gary accent. That one.
That's how he speaks when he's not on camera. You know, he gives you this bullshit. He gives you this bullshit accent, but when the camera's off, it just said, "I was a very old British man, don't you know?"
Yeah, camera comes on. He's like, "Hey everyone, I'm an American."
Hi everyone, it's Gary here.
What?
And from Texas yet?
Yeah, no one buys it, Gary.
Who's gonna buy that?
Buys it.
He's a San Franciscan. You know, he's a streets of San Francisco.
Are they even human, really? I don't know.
So he's an ex-Cali guy. It's like Gary from Nerd Product. You know, that's how he actually speaks. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm moving to Texas. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. So Gary will join us when Gary's ready. Welcome everybody to the real BBC. I'm your host here. That's been Hill versus BBC. This is my agenda this week, and is ever joined by my co-host Mauler. Mauler, how you doing?
Oh, I'm all right, mate. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, my son. We just had a little chit chat before the stream.
For an accent roulette today, and yeah, we did. We were talking about better things, better times, times when we made things where we went, "Oh, that's nice."
That's good writing.
Yeah.
Remember those characters that are in character all the time and don't stop to make some retarded joke?
Oh, dude, tone. They need a moratorium on their current point of view on tone. Oh, we need a whole speech going. Need someone to get out there and stop it, change it for the better. Good stuff, though. Yeah. How are you doing? Everyone else okay? Feeling good?
I'm good. I'm doing good. I mean, it was nice to reminisce about days gone by that were actually where you could watch a Marvel movie and go, "Damn, that was good."
It makes you think, right? Imagine a Marvel movie came out and we all like talked for a while about how awesome it was. Start to finish. Imagine that. That'd have been cool.
Yeah, we might do that one day.
I hadn't met you in 2008.
Yes, I was going to say it would be a retroactive look, but
we could do it.
We might decide to do a stream discussing Civil War or Avengers or Infinity War or something like that. Or we could just dissect the beauty of She-Hulk.
I can't wait for the new Avengers. Might even star Kang. Who knows?
Probably won't though.
Probably won't. Hey.
And the guy who was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna write an Avengers movie, the Kang Dynasty," and I don't even know where to begin. It looks like he's been fired.
You're talking about, is it Loveness? Yeah, Jeff Loveness.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone.
Well, the whole Kang thing just cracks me up because they finally got what they wanted. You know, they don't want you to hire a white actor to play Tonto. He's got to be a Native American.
Mhm.
You know, if you're going to do a movie with Eskimos, you know, it's got to be an Inuit. You know, well, they got a villain and they hired a real villain.
And they were like,
didn't they get what they finally wanted? You know, total representation, a douchebag playing a douchebag.
Oh, they're sweating right now because they don't want to make any definitive decision until, you know, anything comes out. But I'm assuming you guys have seen like any news about how they're like, when advertising Quantumania as it releases onto Disney Plus, don't mention him.
Yeah.
Don't mention him at all.
Yeah, they're waiting for a definitive. However, a definitive means don't mention them at all.
No.
In anything, ever.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just waiting before they make their final decision.
Just imagine if you put Will Smith and Jonathan Majors next to each other. The slapping contest that would be. Jada Pinkett Smith, you keep your name out of my way. You know, keep my name out. No.
You keep my mouth out of your wife's name.
Yeah. We've got a special guest. We've got an extra special guest. Chuck and Greg, but it was them. We'll introduce them in a minute. Don't you worry. Ladies and gentlemen, for the mean streets of San Francisco's gay district, it's Gary for Nerdrotic.
Hey, everybody. It's almost
Hi.
Oh my god.
San Diego. Oh my god. It matches my awesome t-shirt. It's so good.
That's so good. You know, Graham looks kind of like a daddy bear, so it's you know, it's he fits in. He's ready for June.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't want to know.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Police Academy? The Blue Oyster Bar. That's all I gotta say. That's it, you know.
Oh,
Those were the fun gay people, not the ones that we get on Twitter today.
I know, dude. 80s gay was way more.
They were just like, hey, come dance and have some tequilas with us. Now it's just like, hey, bring your child. We'll cut the... Anyway. Gary, how are you doing?
Better now that I have internet, which... let me do a little commercial for Surfshark right now. They suck balls. F Search Shark. They want me to update like every 5 minutes. And if I don't, I just get this little spinning wheel and then it just blocks my internet right before a show. So F Surfshark. There. Stop sending me emails.
That actually just sounds like a Microsoft update as well.
Probably.
There's an update. I don't know what date it. Okay, well, fuck your PC up then.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I hate that shit.
Yep.
Thank you,
I've never even
Microsoft.
heard of Surfshark. Is that an internet provider?
A VPN.
A VPN.
Yeah.
You'll see every. I watch a lot of true crime videos, and it gets really jarring. And porn,
Of course.
but I watch a lot of true crime videos. Sometimes mix the two together. Oh my god! And they'll start off and go like, Daisy was only 32 years old, and little did she know that she only had 3 days left to live.
Or you said you weren't
And now
describing
we're
porn.
sponsors Raid Shallow Legends. Come on. It's just like
Dude, look at the art in this.
very jarring. Ooh, hold on. Ooh, where are you? You're over there.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'll just open a page. It's
There you
pretty
go.
It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Alex, I know those.
They're like those metal, like,
Salt and pepper shakers.
yeah.
Like them in Star Trek.
I was gonna say something that could have got me in trouble, so I decided not to.
Oh, and I just took out my very expensive bag. That's the dangers of bagging and boarding.
Bye.
One.
That's
I hate
$2
those-
down the tube.
Those bags.
We're joined by two special guests today, ladies and gentlemen. Not Mauler and Gary and me. We're the
We're the normal ones.
yeah, we're the
you
old
put up
guard.
with.
Unfortunately, every week we're still here.
Just
folks.
keep showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you fuckers go on a write a strike? Fuck off, you. After a lot of you. Come on.
Yeah, when's the
First
YouTuber
up-
strike?
When's the YouTuber strike? Yeah.
He's known
I'm going to
as
destroy my career.
Yes. Why not?
I want to join the Film Actors Guild.
Oh yeah.
Well, you did live in San Francisco, in all fairness, so
I did.
some might say you're already part of it there. We're first of all joined by a gentleman who's known as the White Bear of the East Coast. That's all I know.
Is he?
And yeah,
Is he?
yeah. Didn't you know that?
Until 5 minutes ago, I wasn't, but now I am.
You just told us, Gary. You just told us. If you forgot your own rib already.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by writer and artiste, a certain gentleman called Graham Nolan. How you doing, Graham?
I'm doing good, Az.
Great to have you back. Thank you so much for coming back on again.
Love being on this show.
It feels like only days since we last streamed together.
You look so
And
different.
I know. How you been doing? Hey, that's the wife,
You've
hey?
lost
How's
weight,
she doing?
haven't you? You've lost weight.
Yeah, a little bit, trying.
You're killing it, son.
No, just skipping a meal here and there, That's what I'm doing. Great to see you. Thank you so much for coming back on again, Graham.
Thanks, bro.
And writer extraordinaire. To list everything you've done, Chuck, we would just have to end the stream.
Yep.
So we're joined by literal comic book legend writer Chuck Dixon and new introductory DTT to the Ripperverse. Going to be writing Alpha Core. Anything you want to say about that?
Well, first of all, hello from the terrorist state of Florida. And
Kick him off now.
from Margaritaville to Fallujah in 24 hours. I'm part of it. Yeah. Eric and I we did a couple of interviews and we talked, before and after the interviews, and found out we had a lot of points of agreement on the sad state of comics. And he said, "You want to do some work for me?" And I said, "Yes." And he hooked me up with an awesome artist who I can't name yet. And the project's already completed. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a 90-page graphic novel of Alpha Core. It's police procedural, superhero, mystery, mayhem, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Awesome.
Looks incredible.
How many trans people are in it?
Yeah, Chuck.
How many? None.
Well, Chuck, you're not going to get any.
Well, let's get rid of
ESP
Chuck.
money.
Out you go, Chuck. There you go.
Once again, I'm out.
Chuck's ESG score is down.
No,
Yeah.
I was going to ask
down.
Chuck, how does it feel to be, for the first time in your life, a diversity hire at Ripple?
Actually, it's not the first time. I was in the janitorial field for a while before I got into comics, and my official name in the company was the White Guy.
Nice.
And actually,
Nice.
I was a diversity hire because my sister did a genealogy test on us recently, and apparently, I owe myself reparations. So,
Well, I've heard all about this reparation malarkey. I am on the phone to the Italian Prime Minister tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we want reparations for what the Romans did to us. Okay. I've already
Chuck
got
and
a
I
Swedish meatball from Scandinavia for what they did.
we were both diversity hires at DC Comics. We were conservatives.
yes. They didn't know it though.
Do you know, so I was reading an article today, Chuck, on the Mary Sue. Believe it or not.
What?
This article, however, was written nearly 10 years ago in 2014, and it was about a certain Chuck Dixon and how you felt that your position in the mainstream comic book industry had been pushed to one side because of your conservative politics. 2014.
Yep.
And the Mary Sue didn't crucify you. They were actually sympathetic, saying, why is one of comic books' greatest writers pushed out of the mainstream? And it's because of your that's so, regardless of whichever side of the fence you fall on, that's your business out there, folks. But it's just so bizarre that for one reason or another, somebody would be left out because of of how they just literally tick a box once every 4 years or 5 years or so. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm a conservative because I actually like the taxation laws best. You know, they work better for me. Oh, well, sorry, out.
Yeah.
Sorry, what? You know? Oh, I just like the way they do the education system. Oh.
Well, I mean, if you're for lower taxes and less government spending, smaller government, you're just automatically a racist and every other kind of hater they can assign to you. They just make so many assumptions about anybody who's a conservative that are inaccurate. And the stuff I had comic book editors say to me, it's just astonishing, just jaw dropping. It's like, what do you think? I'm some sort of a monster? Why are you asking me these questions?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's the rhetoric. It's the neo-Marxist rhetoric because the other side's ideas, as they get away from even classic liberalism and turn into like straight up psychotic leftism, are again, it's neo-Marxist, and their ideas are so bad. The only way they can sell them is just by I'll use one of their terms, Chuck, othering people. Othering people, turning them into the villain. They need the villain who's just Nazi, white supremacist, everything you do, waking up early, going to work, being on time. It's all white supremacy now. Need to tear it all down.
What they did of the Gary? They're fucking comic books.
Yeah, they did. They succeeded in.
Because every time I saw one, I was like, can I try another one instead?
Dude, I walked into a comic shop yesterday in preparation for a show last night and tonight.
Reparation?
In reparations for and their new release rack was pathetic. I mean, just absolutely, like, Danny Ketch Ghost Rider's back. I'm like, okay, I mean, I liked them, but why? And it was like the big deal. It was the big deal on the rack. I'm like, you're kidding me, right?
Wow.
And everything, and it was tiny. It was like a new release rack from the early 80s. And yeah, half of it was variants.
Oh, and, of course.
The rest of the shop's smart. So it's a diverse shop, diverse as in it diversifies the product. It has really good back issues at good prices. It has hot toys. It has statues. It has pops. It's got loose figures. It's got giant life-size figures. It's got it's a real comic shop. Like,
can we use the technical term, Gary, please? Lucy's.
Lucy's.
They have Lucy's.
They have Lucy's.
Not loose figures. That's for normies. That's for people who don't know what they're fucking talking about. Lucy's.
No.
Lucy's.
No. I call them.
Do you have a Lucy's bin here? Yeah, it's just over there.
Okay, that's how you Brits talk. I say loose figures because I like, for one, we had a shirt back in the day that said loose figure.
Well, I mean, that had a completely different context in all fairness.
It did.
Yeah.
But I digress. They're like, my kid just walked right past him, and he starts like, he's all, do they collect pulp, Dad? Do they collect pulp? And he starts pointing out all this. He got some Steve Ditko, Doctor Strange. I'm trying to point my kid in the right direction, but it's so sad. I mean, there will be nothing to, not that you guys want to go back because you've already said that, and I totally believe you, but there will be nothing to go back to. It's gone. Like, it really is gone. And it's just going to peter out and just kind of fade away like a fart in the wind. It's not going to go out with some bang. And it's already happened. And it's just waiting for the giant corporations. They don't even have the time to get around to Marvel or DC Comics right now. They have much bigger fish to fry and lay off, other than some little puny division that loses them, probably $1 million a year.
Well, that was a great segue to Steve Ditko, because I got to address this. Legalized out at her with a $200 dude. Wow. That is going to get me so much blowing hookers. It's unreal. Chuck and Graham,
lose a lot of
what
weight.
is your favorite Steve Ditko story art?
Go, Graham.
I think for me, it's his early Doctor Strange stuff. I really, really loved. He was still doing a lot more. Ditko's art style sort of evolved into mannequin drawing, but his early stuff from the 50s and into the mid to late 60s, he was fleshing out the forms, and he was using really great lighting effects and stuff like that. And I don't think it got any better than when he was in the the meat and potatoes of Doctor Strange. Not only was he doing great lighting effects and stuff, but he was creating worlds that didn't exist. You know, like if you were to get a script and say, okay, he goes to this place with Dormammu is, you know, well, what is that? You know, I mean, and he creates all this visual language that everybody still uses for alternate dimensions and all that kind of shit, you know, floating, not asteroids, but shapes.
Yeah.
You know, I think all that stuff to me was just so amazing. And that would probably be my favorite.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be hard for me to pick, but I always go back to the work he did at Warren on the Creepy magazine with Archie Goodwin, because he was experimenting with washes and even charcoal on one story, and just really going ape, you know, taking full advantage of the black and white medium and also the higher page rate to spend a lot more time on the pages.
Yeah.
But those are really, I think of everything Warren ever did, they were the most successful horror stories they did, because they owed nothing to the EC stuff or any of that. It was their own brand of horror story that he and Archie came up with.
Yeah, Archie's just amazing. I don't think he's ever written a bad story, but my God, you know,
incapable of writing a story that wasn't entertaining.
Yeah, it's always entertaining.
Yeah.
Plague of Outhood, massive thank you. Gary's showing off some comics. I got a couple of comics in the post today.
Ooh, Starlog. I bought #1 off the stands. The Star Trek
cover.
Wow. These are the comics that I got today.
32.
Woo!
Whoa!
Hey now.
Hello, my name is Frankenstein. How are you doing?
Oh my god, audiobook incoming.
It looks like these are two are exactly the same. It's not, because one of them actually comes with the autograph. You see, the autograph and the little thing, the little sticker and the autograph and thing. Yeah, looking forward to the slab. Just got the slab to come for that.
Do you know
but yeah, they
is?
just came in the.
That's awesome. By the way, I haven't got my book, so fuck you. No, but
sorry, I'm in the UK. We get dealt first. We get sorted out.
I guess so. You know what this is? It's a record. It's a galactic. Remember those? You cut them out.
Oh wow!
Play it on your record player.
Oh yeah.
Effects.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to have a 45.
Yeah.
Brimful of Asher on the 45. So speaking of Joe Frankenstein, this is part 1 that's now being fulfilled when you created Joe Frankenstein back in the day, you two. And at the moment on Indiegogo, we do actually have Joe Frankenstein part 2. The link is in the description box down below, folks. And also the link is in the pinned comment above in the chat. So it's easy if you just click the pinned comment. And just like the first campaign, this is only running for 30 days. 30 days and then done. No in demand, none of that. It's and then it's going to be fulfilled by, was it end of summer, beginning of or is it January actually?
For September.
Okay. There you go.
But as with part 1, that was supposed to start fulfillment in June, but we started like the first week of May. So you know, it'll probably be sooner, but it certainly won't be any later than September.
Sweet. Hold on, I'll bring it up. Anything you want to tell us about Joe Frankenstein?
Well, the first 10 pages are up on the website, so you can take a look at it. And there was a comment, somebody was asking, they missed out on part 1, and they wondered if they're going to be able to get part 2. Well, the answer is yes. You can get part 1 once it's all fulfilled, once all the backers are fulfilled. Then part 1 will go up on the Compass Comics website, and you'll be able to order it there. So don't be shy about ordering part 2, because you'll be able to get part 1.
Nice.
So we're working in on the magic 1,000 backers.
Yeah. No, come on, folks. Come on. Come on now. You know the score. We're so close. Only 49 people away from 1,000 backers. You know your job today, folks.
1,500 people in the chat here watching.
There's currently 4,000.
How many?
Wow.
4,000 people in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello there.
We got this in the bag.
It's okay. Look, they're just making a way in. It's only 4,000 at the moment. He'll
Having a browse.
Yeah, they're just having a little, getting the seats, getting the popcorn, getting the drinks,
Popcorn. Yeah, absolutely.
bunking themselves down. Yeah, 4,000 on the dot. Already at 52,000 with 25 days to go. So it's had a cracking start, as all campaigns. Good starts. Simmers down in the middle. Explosive endings. Bit like me. And a lot of the simmer down in the middle bit, though. I just saying. That's at least 34 seconds of simmering down. 25 days left to go. We've got the double trouble, the 2 covers, your cover, the alternative cover. We could just buy Graham a cigar.
I'll smoke it.
You'll smoke it. Smoking pancake, crip and a bong.
Smoke them if you got them.
Or you can get the covers individually. Graham's cover, variant cover. And then these are my new favorite things to get now. Just the signed slabs. Signed by Chuck and Graham. Signed slab. I had to get one of them. I had to. I'll probably get another before it's over as well. One to store, one to put somewhere,
I want
but
to kill bugs with.
Yeah. I know, I cracked it. So folks, link in the description, top link in the description down below, or the pinned comment, and let's have a watch of the video, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Nice. Yeah, you gotta give that trailer guy of yours a hell of a pat on the back, man, because these trailers are great. But they all were, Ghost Macon Bay Bay and Joe Frankenstein Part 1, Part 2. These are great. These are great trailers.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Awesome stuff. So please, folks, go support people who are actually creating stuff that you want to read, not that you want to throw in a fucking bin. So again, link is in the description box down below. It's also the pinned link. We'll have a chit chat about that later. And great, Chuck, you've also got a great little book, Conan, Dark Citadel, Black Citadel. Why gotta be black and dark?
Siege of the Black Citadel. Yep.
Siege of the Black Citadel. Yeah, which you can either get on chuckdixon.net or the website, the other website, all the books. I'm waiting for you to fill that.
Yeah, Archaven. You can get it at Archaven. You can get it at Amazon. You can get it at Barnes and Noble. So,
there you go. Go check them out.
It's available at popular prices. If you go to Archaven, you get a free ebook along with the paperback.
There you go.
So if you don't want to open them, like me, when you get 2 of them, because you don't want to open one of them because you don't want the white line there. That's why you get 2. You get 1 to store and you get 1 to actually open up and read. That's a popular thing. Most collectors do that anyway. Don't know. I know that. 1 to store, 1 to read. And then you can hand it over to your mates as well once they're paid for it, of course.
Yeah, I encourage that policy. Buy 2 of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least.
That's what Noah did.
You didn't buy them.
If you buy one, you get 1 free, Noah. It's like,
that's an excellent question. Did he have to buy some of those animals?
I'm sure he
Well,
did.
I mean,
You have to bribe some of them to go on the boat.
He's like, God, the only like cows I have are Bill's, and like Bill's gonna die. You're gonna kill Bill,
Right.
but I need to buy his cows. Like, what am I doing here? Do I gotta lie to him? Like, I default to you, God. And God's like, just bullshit him. Buy a couple cows.
He had that.
Fine. Tell him everything. Give him a couple shekels. Tell him everything's gonna be fine.
What did Noah
Little
think
rain,
the
little light
lions?
Joe Exotic.
Joe got it.
Yeah.
And they had like an ayahuasca tranquilizer. That's my guess.
Yeah. He was just like, I got loads of these lions for you. Do you want to, a couple of $100 a piece?
Dude,
Yeah, I imagine that Noah picked all his enemies and said, hey, man, it's going to rain like hell. You got to get on my boat. I'm going to save you. And they all get on the boat, but they don't realize they're the food for the lions. He goes all his enemies to the lions.
What's up?
This whole nation's saved, and then it ends, and the dove goes out, comes back, and it's just like, just our family was spared by God. Oh, thank you, man. Where'd everyone else go?
In Starlog, they had the British report.
Oh, Sapphire and Steel, man. Sapphire and Steel.
Sapphire and Steel, British report. Look at that. Doctor Who.
British people doing things.
British people making stuff. We'll give you a page and a half, but like
more later.
I was all over it.
Who knew what they were up to?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, check this out. This is
British people, am I right?
Weirdos.
They are kind of fucking weird. Look at this though.
Weirdies.
Frame this now. Look at that. Look at that.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica. Oh, so cool.
Is that a painting or is that a?
It's a painting. Yeah,
it is. Do you know who did it?
No.
Do you?
Question.
Would you like to know more?
I can't see it close enough.
There's no.
If
wait,
we get a better look, we could tell you.
There is a signature on it, but like it's painted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a terrible. I would have to like scan. I'd have to take a picture for it and send it to you because like I would have to blow this up. There's no way.
Go big on Gary on the screen. Then hold it up. Let's see if we can see it.
I wouldn't be able to focus.
Oh no.
It's the signature's like right here. You can. I can't see it on the page. I mean, I am blind, but I can't
take a photo, put it on Twitter, and then I'll capture it and bring it onto the
hey chat. Starlog 39. Who painted the Battlestar Galactica picture? I believe in you, chat.
Wait, don't tell us though.
Chat.
We want to see the painting and see if we can figure it out.
Well, yeah, you guys should, like this is probably like some guy who officiated your wedding or your best man, and you're forgetting about him, and he's feeling devastated right now.
That's gonna be the best man. That was
a good movie. That was a good magazine, Starlog, when it first came out.
Hell yeah! I got this for $3. I was at the comic store yesterday. I'm going through all the old. I got this for like $10. It's got Solomon Kane, Red Sonja.
Ooh,
wow.
Red Sonja.
My kid picked this one out. My kid's like, "You should read this, Dad." And I'm like, "You're right, son."
yeah.
I know who did that painting.
Who did that painting? Oh yeah.
Warren.
Oh, it's so good. John, they're art directors.
But all I care about, Graham, is what his politics were.
Yeah.
Who did he vote for?
There's no trans people in the Solomon Kane story. Sorry. By Roy Thomas and Alan Weiss and Pablo Marcos. Howard Chaykin did The Day of the Sword.
They gave us Sword a whole day.
They gave us. Yeah, Shad would be so happy.
He want a week. He wouldn't settle for a day.
The omen on the skull is Vincent Alcazar.
Vicente Alcazar. Yeah.
Yeah. He's good. Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. Good stuff in here, dude.
Those black and white magazines, they really had some great stuff going on.
They did.
Yeah, it was the last time they one of the last times they actually reached out to find a new audience. Right. Stan Lee had something going there with that Plateau Publishing.
He said, "I got a great idea. Boobs. Get rid of that comic code. Boobs. That'll get those kids watching and reading." And it did. It worked every time.
Sorry, I'm paying attention. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, the old man started that stuff. Goodman. He was doing all the kind of
Saul Goodman
skin magazines and stuff back in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, the dollar store Playboy type magazines.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, in the sweat magazines, the men's sweat magazines too.
There was
Right.
I killed 1,000 Japanese with my bare hands kind of magazines.
Right.
Listen, at the newsstands, which were, I mean, in California, they were far and few between. So they were near either the Navy base or the Marine base. And that's where I had to go. I had to go to a newsstand, and they were conveniently located right next to the Penthouse and the Playboys and all the other hardcore detective stuff. And then there was the comics. You're like, oh, I'm just going to slowly browse. Slowly.
We're gonna play a little game now.
Oh boy.
It's fun when we play games.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a game. This game is called which
How
of the
much
posters...
can Az's YouTube channel take before it gets taken down? I like that game. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's play. This is called which poster is the one that was released in the West and which poster is the one that was released in China.
So an easy game.
Okay. This is well, I
What's
mean
the prize?
the prize is
Yeah.
another poster to look
There has
at.
to be a prize, mofo.
So can you guess? Let's go with Black Panther. Can you guess which one of these Black Panther posters came out in the West and which one came out in China?
So the name of this game is Hide the Negro.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. Because that's what happens. So we got, of course, this is what they did for the West. This is what they did for
intolerant. Okay. Boy, I couldn't. That one got really small. I was going to say,
Yeah.
China is
That's
famously
the poster for China. That's what they wanted. Unfortunately, that's what they got. Yeah, they're not known. Chinese not known for their inclusion and diversity.
Well, they're known for it here.
Well, yes, yeah, in the West, in the West propaganda machine that is Disney.
Oh, they love it.
Then they're the most loving people. I mean, they put people in camps to concentrate. Apparently.
Oh yeah.
They had to think
a
about
lot of
stuff.
concentrating going on.
Lots of concentrating.
Well, they
going
get
on.
them all together in one group to just show them all the love they can.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just like, hey,
Concentration.
we're going to make sure that you're not distracted by the burden of children. So we're just going to sterilize all your women.
Yeah.
As well. So, this is, they're considerate. Considerate, that government.
They're looking out for your safety. Okay?
Yes.
Looking
Would you
out
like to
for
know
your
more?
safety. We're gonna weld you in your house because you have a cold. We're looking out.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to nail your door shut. So that you are protected from people outside.
So
And then we're gonna make sure your building falls down.
And then we're going to bag up all your pets.
Yes. After we beat them with sticks.
and then build a giant empty
Well, just to
city
get all the dust off, though, Gren. That's just to get the dust off.
and build multiple giant empty cities as a giant economic shell game that's going to collapse very soon. If you don't know about that, that
It's
is
amazing. It's amazing.
But yeah, you know what? I think the one with the mask is the one for China, and the one where they shrunk Finn on the poster is the one for China. As that's my guess.
I don't know how you managed to come to that conclusion, but you are right. You
Right.
are right.
It was a
Now,
bit of a
there
stretch.
is a new film coming out this week called The Little Mermaid, which is a live action, 99% of it CGI'd version of The Little Mermaid, which starred some chick with red hair,
Wait, I have that
which has thankfully been changed.
People.
Exactly. And who likes them? I know I don't. Oh,
There's some
nice.
Ditko.
There's some Ditko. Yeah.
Yeah, and bring on the
Promote
bad
Ditko.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Dr.
Hanging
Strange.
right there. Dude, I got this for $15.
Well, talking about bringing on the bad guys.
$15. I was like, I had to ask him if it was priced right. I'm like, are you sure? Like, because I even have it already, but I'm like, I'm gonna buy it for $15. This thing's cool.
Would you like to see the Chinese poster for the Little Mermaid?
I
All
would
right.
love to.
Well, I don't know if you can tell, but she's very blue and white. It's as if they're trying to disguise the ethnicity of this character
Still
for a
looks like
Chinese
It looks
audience.
like Zack Snyder's Little Mermaid.
It is definitely the Snyder cut of the Little
Yeah.
Mermaid. Yes.
You know the person who made this poster when they were threatened with that point of view. They were like, no, this is artistic. This is how everyone looks with that kind of.
Yes.
That's what it does.
I mean, we
It's
don't want to give this
blue
to the
and-
West. We want to put out articles and articles and articles about how racist people are because we race changed a character and made a very cynical cash grab based off identity politics. However, for China,
So
it's
unusual
artistic.
for Disney.
I thought China
It's
refused like Disney releases, like just outright. Did that get reversed at some point?
It got reversed, and they what happened was Disney probably bent over for China, and China gets to take even more money, and they probably take in 15%, and they like probably look at it as marketing, because that extra 30 to 100 million you can get from China, you can add to your box office and make it look like you had a success. Because I mean, Disney's not known for doing this. They're not known for like moving numbers around to make things look better. I would never, ever insinuate that Disney is playing a giant shell game and they don't really have any fucking money.
I mean, they've currently been sued for it.
That's the
theory. Don't worry about that.
Clearly,
that's a coincidence.
Theory. It's alt-right dog whistles and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I do like their marketing to China. It's so subtle.
So what happens when they show the Black Panther and they got a poster up there with a guy with a helmet on, and it's called the Black Panther, and it takes place in Africa. So all these Chinese moviegoers see that poster, they go into the theater and it opens up and bam, Wakanda. Do they walk out?
I guess so. I don't know.
I was actually amazed at this, but apparently a lot of the Chinese did walk out of Black Panther disgusted. And it wasn't because of Chadwick Boseman or color of people's skin. The Chinese people turn around going, holy shit, what an ethno state.
Right?
And they were disgusted that the West would try and use as propaganda an ethno state.
True story. I remember seeing this. I remember looking for it. I couldn't find it, but I watched the video. I didn't imagine it. I was completely sober. So I guess it might have been a flashback. But there was a Chinese show or an Asian show where Chadwick Boseman won Star of the Year in China. You just know it's like some PR shit that they threw together. And this was right after Black Panther, dude. It's out there. It exists.
Wow.
And yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, maybe they changed. I don't know. I haven't been there. I'll never go there.
It's a terrible film.
I hunted, Rob.
It really is not a good movie.
Wait, which is the
it
terrible
is an
film?
objectively Black Panther's terrible.
Oh,
film.
right.
Oh God, it's so boring.
Oh, it's so boring. And then when you get to the fight with Killmonger and that horrible CGI, oh my God! I was like, they're talking out their ass about Academy Awards for this thing and how great it is, and
it was so the bigotry of the soft bigotry or the very not soft bigotry of Low Expectations was on display during the entire run of that movie with the critics, with Disney.
Oh yeah, nobody could write anything true about it. They had this is wonderful. You know, this is what Hollywood has needed. Please.
And the story was a mess. I mean, the villain was entirely justified in his actions throughout the film. I mean, he was the true hero of the film. It's like they had it flipped upside down.
They fucking killed off Andy Serkis as well, like randomly in that movie. I was so annoyed. I was oh, you killed off like the main dude I was interested in.
You just like the white guy Mahler.
It's not that he was white; it's that he was nuts, and that was interesting because everyone else was boring.
I liked it when they called the white people colonized.
I did too.
Yeah.
I colonizer. Did you?
I clapped.
So bright. It's about time. We're just called colonizers.
Yeah. All I said was in my video when that film came out, because I made the mistake of criticizing that film. Obviously,
yes, you did.
I said it was cringe as fuck whenever that happened, and people were like, of course, the British guy doesn't like being made fun of for being a colonizer. I was like, oh wow, I guess that's all I am to you people.
Am I just a color?
Can you tell me what happened in your history before? Why does Az want to write the Italian prime minister? What happened to you guys?
Oh well, I mean, we got invaded and taken over by the Romans. We got invaded and taken over by the French. We got invaded constantly by the Vikings. And all we wanted to do was just pile up our dung. That's all we wanted to do.
You wanted to dance around naked in trees and and walk around in mud and paint your faces blue.
You see, being an indigenous species, an indigenous population in Great Britain, we were not too happy with our colonial overlords.
You wanted to dance around in your goatskin pants around this ancient ruin.
Yes.
It was pretty neat, Gary. You got to try it before you knock it.
Yeah.
Who says I haven't done it? Don't assume.
Oh.
Well, you've done a lot of drugs, in all fairness. So,
yeah.
I can imagine you've danced naked at it somewhere at some point.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, so if we go to the history of all of that, then China are going to have to pay a lot of money, money to a lot of countries. Particularly all those descendants of Genghis Khan. Well, and there's a lot of them.
One in every 200 people, something like that. And the Avars who were people from the Caucasus Mountains around Mongolia, who were chased out and then regrouped and took over like Hungary or something like that.
My favorite bit is when the woke crew decide to call the West Indians indigenous, and you're like, ooh, that's you probably don't want to know the story. No. You probably don't want to know the story of that, but you keep going. Stunning and brave.
The problem with calling anybody indigenous is it's patently untrue. Everybody came from somewhere else.
Yep.
It's really just about who can hold the land.
Remember that we all originate from Africa.
Right.
Yeah. And
so Africa, cut it out. Cut out your colonizing ways. Come on now.
Right.
I believe there was 3 spaceships came from Mars to land on Africa. So, it goes back even further than that.
4, and one of them landed in South America.
4.
But those people were
they don't talk about the 4th one ever, though.
The Columbus people were wiped out in a cataclysm. They were the 4th Martian ship. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then they weren't there. They got wiped out. And that's when the Eurasians came over and took over our land. But they're not indigenous either.
I know about this because I listened to Chris de Burgh, A Spaceman Came Traveling.
I want to stand up for the Neanderthals. They were the first indigenous people, and we did them wrong.
And they fought the dinosaurs. And they won. Yeah. It was great. That's the true history.
They won the Great Dinosaur War. They wiped out
Emu War.
Yeah, and they
stand a fucking chance, man.
Primal is a documentary, okay?
Yeah.
Well, the Flintstones were a documentary. They went to work every day. They had wives and children and cared about, and we did them wrong.
We did them wrong.
Yeah. We took a bunch of their genetics. So,
Yeah. Well, and they lived at the same time as Cro-Magnon. So figure that one out.
Well, that's why we have Neanderthal genes, unless you're from Africa.
Hey, I brought up the Denisovans. Okay. I gave the Denisovans a shout out, which are just another kind of Neanderthal.
What we're trying to say, folks, is China's really racist. Really fucking racist.
To make a long story
longer. So Disney.
Yes.
Disney is funny, though.
Well, they're funny. They're super racist in other places, but here they're like, oh, we can't.
I like some of their poster choices for the fact that they're like, yeah, we'll get away with this. And everyone's like, no, you won't. Why would you even think that? And they're like, oh, really? I thought we had it this time. It's like, no, not even close. But hey, you know what? It'd be funny to see the next one.
There's no such thing as the internet. Nobody will search a Chinese poster.
She's blue because she's under the water. Everyone's blue underwater. Why?
Yeah. I mean, apart from in the movie and in all the Western trailers, but apart from that, it's fine.
Fine.
Oh, it's as if they set these things up. It's so crazy.
I like how in early promo for this, there were all these articles about how swimming was racist.
My favorite was yesterday when I saw an article saying that getting up early and getting productive early is embedded in white supremacy.
True.
How? I mean, how is that not the most racist thing ever? I mean, how do these people sleep at night?
What do you mean these people?
Wow.
white liberal women, to be specific.
It's the same people. I saw this clip today on Twitter. Sorry, I can't remember who it was, but to give him credit, but you know, it was a black guy just going, "What do you mean I'm too dumb to get an ID?
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm marginalized and I can't get a job? Like, fuck you, you know, like that's what all of us have been saying, that the whole term marginalized is super bigoted. It's like you're less than, you're not powerful enough.
Right.
So you're not strong enough. And like, imagine people hearing that and internalizing that for generations. They're going to start believing it. Like anybody would, any human would, no matter what you look like. If you're just told after generations, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you can't work an app, you can't get an ID. And then imagine the people saying
you can't use the internet.
So what's the term? They just repackaged the plantation, basically. Nicer package. That's all. Is that controversial to say? No, it's not. That's I mean, like, go look at all of our cities right now and all the major ones that are run by a certain party and tell me how much has changed in 40 years.
Well, it's changed. It's gotten worse. That's how much it's changed.
Gotten worse. It's gotten worse. I've witnessed.
That's because they double down. You know, not only do they keep doing what they've been doing, but they go further.
They've done everything they can by government policy, from Margaret Sanger to Lyndon Johnson, to destroy the African American community in the United States.
Famously inclusive and indiscriminate Lyndon Johnson.
yes. Well, if you can find it, you got to hear Lenny Bruce's routine of them trying to teach Lyndon Johnson how to say Negro.
Oh
it's
God!
hysterical. Because he did not pronounce that word properly.
He cannot
through most of his political career.
Is it nearly as funny as Justin Trudeau trying to say LGBTQ?
And after 2020, it's been a death spiral for a couple of cities, handful of cities, including San Francisco, which they had to invent a term for: doom loop.
Doom
loop. That sounds good.
But does it explain why waking up early is rooted in white supreme?
They just like go to that machine in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and just like, is getting up early racist? And it just says yes.
Yeah,
that's it.
They do.
Like, oh, okay, good, we got it.
The notion of waking up early and starting your day with the rising sun is often associated with productivity, success, and a strong work ethic.
Yep.
However, this seemingly innocuous concept is not without its historical and cultural implications. In this article, we will explore the origins of the early rising narrative and how it's rooted in
farming,
white supreme.
Fucking agriculture.
It's called the agricultural system.
Yeah.
It's called hunting too.
Yeah, I was going to say it's called hunting too. Back when before we were agricultural.
Yeah, you didn't start late in the afternoon to hunt and gather.
You guys,
that isn't the end of the sentence. No. The sentence ends hard. Contributing to the perpetuation of racial inequality.
Wow.
Why? Can't black people? Can't.
I'm
aghast that people can get paid to do this shit.
I know. I don't get up early. That's proof I'm not a bigot, but my wife is. She's a major bigot.
Wait until they release the article. Getting up late is embedded in white supremacy as well.
Of course.
They got to get paid to write this shit to pay back their student loans. So
existing is white supremacy.
Getting up at a reasonable-ish time is still white supremacy.
Oh, you can guess where it's going to go, but the early rising ideology is not inherently racist. How about it's not racist at all? However, its connections to white supreme can be seen when examining the broader historical and social context.
True.
Enslaved Africans were forced to work tirelessly from sunrise to sunset.
We can't see the article.
I know.
Okay.
He's protecting us.
I'm protecting you from the words.
Don't
read that last sentence
again. Your
again.
protection.
Enslaved Africans were forced to work tirelessly. I think they'd be very tired, actually. From sunrise to sunset.
Pussies. Cartoonists work longer than that.
I feel like the tasks are different, but all right.
Get some crust, people.
Hi, Twitter.
My God.
Hi, Twitter. You're right. We're back.
We're back, baby. We're back.
This time, what even one of us?
It was a guest.
And their white oppressors often use the rhetoric of hard work and discipline to justify their inhumane treatment. Well,
hey, look, we're trending.
It's the BBC. Yeah, baby.
Thank you, Graham.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quick.
The clip is already there.
This created a false narrative that Africans were inherently lazy and needed the civilizing influence of their white masters. They were fucking slaves. They didn't have much option.
Yeah, there wasn't. What are you talking about?
Oh, we actually fancy sleeping in today, boss. Oh, come on now. The sun's up. Come on. Let's get into the fields. Come on, guys. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I'm a bit tired, mate. What? Oh, I give up. My favorite response was actually Lauren Chen, who put, I usually hate this woke bullshit, but she put BS because she doesn't swear. But as a night owl, I'll allow it here.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, a lot of people are just like, oh no, I don't like getting up early. Yeah, it's blaming white people for it. As a joke, obviously. The other people. I said these people.
Oh, it was a joke? Oh, I was like...
Yeah, that was a joke by Lauren, believe it or not.
Damn it.
Because the whole article was insane.
Wow.
Speaking of insane, segue. Have you seen the current reviews for Indiana Jones?
Oh, no.
Disney were just like, hey, we're going to drop the embargo a month before this film comes out. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, my God.
It is my understanding that they had to do that in order for it to be shown at Cannes, right?
Yes,
but
correct.
This has backfired completely because I guess they thought they'd get good promotion from Cannes, which the opposite happened instead.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bunch of French people for one, so they're not in their pocket and they don't care about Disney.
Yeah. Well, isn't Cannes Film Festival is like they want fucking indie shit and artistic shit. They don't want to see this. They think this is not. I don't know what Disney would think. Who told them to put this in Cannes?
This sounds like a Kathleen Kennedy idea to me, who doesn't think about things; she just does them.
Well, we've got 37 reviews so far, with a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
This is like a boxer that doesn't know when to quit, and he goes out into the ring and gets his face smashed in, and you're like, oh my God, he used to be so great, and you feel bad for it, but then you're like, well, you shouldn't have gotten out there. This was a cash grab, and they're all trying to, rake this over the coals. But come on, the man's 80 years old, and we're supposed to believe he can hold on to the little golf cart and flip his legs up like he's doing a leg lift type thing. So, while being spun around and jumping and swinging on his whip, and give me a friggin' break.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't break poor Harrison Ford. This is going to hurt James Mangold, who already hurt himself by melting down on Twitter. But before that, damn good filmmaker. It's not going to hurt Harrison Ford. He doesn't care. It will. Tarnish it a little bit more. I think it's just going to be a fart in the wind. But rumor is, take it with a grain of salt, folks. This is having a lasting effect, and this is why Disney's getting basically Pakistani feminist documentarians to direct their films, because nobody wants to work for them anymore, and they're having a hard time casting Fantastic Four right now because people are turning down the roles left and right.
Wait, so is that connected in some way to like the 1,000 Abominations they've released, or is that just unrelated? I don't know if that's
totally unrelated. And you're a bigot for bringing it up.
I'm sorry. It's funny as well because out of I guess Deckard, Han Solo, and Indiana Jones, the one of those three he definitely can't do when he's old is Indiana Jones. That's like the main one you wouldn't be able to. The other two, it could work. I don't want to see any more from either of them, of course, but it's just funny that he's so desperate to make more Indiana Jones, and that's the one role that everyone's like, "Old man, sit down." Okay.
He has to do, now he has to do Air Force 2 and become a bad dad in that. Just
to find all of the roles he can.
30 years to get a second term.
Yeah. And he plays the Biden-like president now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Where he walks around, and he doesn't know where he's at. Has to
Down
be
the
pointed in the right
stairs,
direction.
upstairs as well.
Isn't it not like hilarious too that we're just in this era where everyone's being run this way? And didn't he get a standing ovation for this somehow?
Okay, right. Whoa. Okay, I need to put context to that. The standing ovation was before the film was shown.
Mosquito Code 2.
so he was given his standing ovation, lots of applause, lots of tears from Harrison. The camera panned over to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Fucking silence. Nobody gives a fuck about this intersectional twat waffle. Then they showed the film. Then the French started talking throughout the film because they were bored off their tits. And then after the film, they got a very lukewarm 5-minute ovation.
Yeah. Oh, you know what the Dial of Destiny is? It's the Antikythera mechanism. It's a thing that really exists, but they just made it a MacGuffin. They found it off of the coast of Greece. They found it, and it's from like 60. Is it 600 or 60 AD? Chat. But it's a device that it's basically like finding a jet in ancient Egypt. It was a mechanism of gears. It was a watch, basically. It was a watch made 1,000 years before they invented a watch, and it was a way to track the sky. So it was a way to navigate your ship. And the only way they found it is they found it in a Roman ship had sunk, but it was a Greek device. So you can look it up. It exists. It's
if it couldn't contact aliens, I don't really care. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, maybe it did. We don't know. But the thing is, like, amazingly, and the story of it, the real life story of it, is brilliant. Like, it's really cool.
So it's better than a sextant for navigating.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, prior to the sextant.
Yeah, dude, it shouldn't exist in this time. It's like it's a true out of place artifact, like really out of place artifact. But no, they're just making some little time dial, and they're going to do time. It can find fissures in time, basically.
This is the fake BBC, not the real BBC.
We check in on our little bro every once in a while.
Our little bros, soon to be out of business. Unlucky. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny review: gloomy and depressing final act. And that's the BBC.
Wow.
Well, and as you have said previously, there's two words we can associate with Indiana Jones. It's gloomy and depressing.
That's what I'm looking for. Hey, they're subverting our expectations, Mahler.
Hey, okay. Good stuff.
Harrison Ford and Phoebe Waller-Bridge can't lift a film that is, quote, a depressing reminder of how much livelier his past adventures were, writes Nicholas Barber.
No shit.
It's as if we've been saying, I mean, the last Indiana Jones movie, which was an abomination, came out, 2008?
Yeah, fucking 15 years ago, this was true.
15 years ago, and we were talking about way too old to be Indiana.
15 years ago. It was released this week. 15
years ago.
That's absolutely fucking nuts, man.
And one of the criticisms was he's too old now. He's too old. He's 65 or whatever he was at the time. He's 65. He's too old to play Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is a young, or man in his prime anyway. Man in his prime. Adventurer, and we just get swept along on these incredible journeys of his. Not some old man going, "Oh, I'm too old for this shit." Hey, look, reference. There's a reference.
Oh yeah,
aliens. Oh, come on, man. No, and that's 15 years ago. Now the world's gone fucking insane.
And he's a skeleton. He can't be good.
Yeah, he's 80 and he's been paired together with an intersectional fucking bellend who is absolute franchise cancer. Everything she's in, she's ruined. She was in Solo. She played Leet L337. Oh, fucking what a reference, you fucking bellends. She played a stupid intersectional fucking robot rights dumb android in that.
Don't forget Lando's sex slave too.
Yes, who Lando sticks his dick in. Where? I don't know.
Remember they tried to fucking say that she's in the Millennium Falcon. It was like, no.
No. She's always here now. No, she's not. She got a fucking head blown off, and I laughed. I laughed incredibly at that scene. Then she was in what was the other one that she ruined? Oh, then she was given the James Bond scripts, the latest James Bond script to get rid of problematic things and make it more feminist friendly. And the last James Bond film was a fucking travesty.
It was the
absolute
worst
travesty.
James Bond film ever made.
It's really saying something.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's been some
it was the
different
worst.
ones for sure.
There's been
Never Say Never Again, for fuck's sake.
Wait a minute. What about Never Say Never Again?
I'd watch that.
I would watch that all day, every day than the last fucking Bond film.
If I like Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, I did. I liked it too.
Let's talk A View to a Kill. Ugh.
I loved A View to a Kill.
Oh,
yeah, that one was bad. That was Roger Moore's last one.
But it's better than No Time to Die.
Yes,
right now.
they're all
okay,
better.
here's the real question. Would
they
all of
fucking spoilers, but you don't care. They killed him.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah,
they fucking killed him because he was so. I can't see my wife and kid again. Me sad. Me gonna die.
They Palpatined him too. They vaporized that man. He got blown in
He got blowed up.
And in the end, they were able to convert him back to a loving human man again instead of this cold-blooded killer. You know, he had something to live for and to die for. You know, the love of a true woman and the love of a child. Fuck you.
No, do you know what he died for? He died for Queen and Country. That's what James Bond would die for. Which is now King and Country, but don't want to go there. That's what James Bond is. That's what he was all about. This is a cold spy. He will use you to get what he wants. He will use you to complete his objectives. He'll do it with a smile. He'll do it with suave. He'll do the most nasty things for Queen and Country, and you can't help but love him for it because of the whole character that he is. Phoebe Waller-Bridge ruined that. She's been given the Tomb Raider TV series for Amazon, which I think has already been cancelled. I'm not even kidding. I think it's already been said. No, it's not. It's not. But if it goes ahead, Phoebe Waller-Bridge has been given that. And now she's been given Indiana Jones to ruin him as well. I stole it. You stole it. I stole it. Oh, I stole it off you. That's how capitalism works. How about a big bunch? Shut the fuck up, bitch.
And they cut it out of the latest trailer, by the way, the capitalism line.
Oh, they're finally picking up the shit all over capitalism in every fucking trailer they have is like maybe not the greatest idea.
Well, yeah, especially in your multi-billion-dollar tent-pole movie. I mean,
I never understood that. Like all these writers
attached to it
who want to have these lines of shit all over capitalism. It's like you're part of the most capitalistic fucking company in history.
Exactly right.
It's like, yeah, well, you got to put food on the table. It's like, oh, okay. You couldn't find any other way, huh?
Remember, Sean Connery was 60 when he played Henry Jones Sr. in Last Crusade.
Insane, man.
60. There was 11 years age difference, wasn't there, between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery?
Henry got busy at 11.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And here he is 20 years older than that, playing Indiana King Jones.
It's so retarded.
Now, if they had, if they did have I think was it you, Gary, or somebody, or Ryan? I can't remember who it was, but I was quite okay with the idea, particularly after seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once, of a last adventure with Indiana Jones and Short Round, where Short Round was doing all the physical stuff for Indy.
Baker mentioned it. I mentioned it. Chris Gore mentioned it. I'm sure Ryan did too. But yeah, it's like, why don't you just do that? No, instead they have a fake short round in this movie. They have another short round.
Is he called Shorter Round?
Oh, shorter and rounder.
Shorter and Rounder.
Super original. There's 4 screenwriters on this, by the way.
I'm sure there's more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 screenwriters that want their name attached to it.
Right.
Yeah. Not looking good. I still think it's going to have a very strong opening, but we'll see. We'll see after the strong opening, which I think we'll get. Not guaranteed, but I think.
Did you
How it will then perform based off
40 days of bad reviews coming.
It's insanely bad press, dude. Like,
fail.
It's gonna have to fight to break even.
Apparently, he's got to do somewhere in the region of $1 billion to break even. I don't think it's going to get anywhere to that.
how long has this thing been in production?
About 4 years.
It was announced in 2016 and originally was supposed to have a July 2019 release date. Got delayed. Spielberg left the project. Spielberg didn't want to direct it. They got Mangold, but yeah, and then
Lucas is nowhere near it, right?
It's executive producer, which means nothing. And they
Is this the only one that Spielberg has not directed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, it must suck.
It's that bad.
Wow.
Even he wouldn't touch it.
It's getting absurd, right? Like everyone knows they need to stop. They need to
It's been
stop.
complete for a long time, and then they reshot it, and they pushed it out because all the they could have released it last year, but they had to reshoot a bunch of stuff.
Didn't they preview it with like 11 different endings, and the audience didn't like any of them?
Oh no! Right, okay, there is something like 11 different cuts, but that's only resolutions. So there's something ridiculous like 11 different resolutions for this film, depending on where you go see it. So if you go to IMAX, you see more. If you go to regular cinema, it's going to be cut off, and you're going to see less. So the cuts are something to do with the resolutions of the film.
The aspect ratios?
Yeah. And how much you will actually see of the film is
that's weird.
Well, I mean, now that I watch things in my home theater, TV shows change aspect ratios midstream. Top Gear or Grand Tour does it all the time. It's kind of a normal thing.
I remember Avengers did it a lot. 2012. Mainly the action, like regular stuff split. I think a lot of Abrams films do. Nolan films do as well.
Nolan's films do a lot. Yeah.
My films do not.
How dare you? That's a lie.
Hey, I'm looking forward to Oppenheimer. Good job, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah.
3 hours though. It's like, well,
what a shit that movie's gonna be.
Oh,
Oppenheimer was a creep.
He was.
He was a creep. Pretentious creep.
If they don't have the scene where Truman tells his assistant after talking to Oppenheimer about how he feels like he feels terrible after dropping the bomb, and Truman tells him, "You didn't drop the bomb. I dropped the bomb." And then when he leaves, he tells his assistant, "Don't let that fucking pussy back into this room ever."
I'm sure they won't have the scene where he's practicing his ad lib for when they drop the first bomb.
I am the destroyer of worlds. That thing.
Yeah. That was not an ad lib. He practiced that.
Well, he'll be deified in this.
Oh yeah,
I imagine so.
He will. I'm sure he cashed his check though, right? He cashed his check and kept the money.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just checking. Yeah. Whatever.
I don't know if when I found out the film was 3 hours, he said it's his longest film ever, longer than Interstellar. I was just like, Jesus, man.
I am looking forward to the sequel, Hiroshima, and then Nagasaki. I want to see the trilogy where Christopher Nolan.
Japan's getting a little bit nervous now with this trilogy.
Hiroshima. He's all, I got to use practical effects, guys.
Hey, the final cut was 3 hours. How long was the initial cut? Because Nolan's famous for
Hey, Gary, if he does a trilogy, it'll follow the naming convention of Batman. So it'd be Oppenheimer, the Darkheimer, and then the Darkheimer Rises.
you hear about the guy who lived in Hiroshima, and then the bomb hit, and so he survived the bomb and he moved to Nagasaki.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And then he gets hit with the second bomb, and he survives the second bomb as well.
No, that's a badass. That's better than all the people who became shadows on walls.
Shadows on walls. Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking weird.
No, there's some really good documentaries on like the day that happened, like breaking it down, visuals on like how far they detonated the bomb.
Definitely, yeah.
And it just, dude,
maximum damage, man, maximum devastation,
and somehow some people survived. It's freaking nuts, man.
You don't want it to land and explode.
No, you don't.
You want it to explode about a mile up or something? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
For maximum.
They're going pretty crazy with the monster universe right now. Could you do Oppenheimer versus Godzilla at some point?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Let them fight.
Oppenheimer
got a nuke.
They can blame Oppenheimer for creating Godzilla.
Yeah,
That's true.
Maybe Oppenheimer, he creates Godzuki.
Minya.
And Scrappy Doo, because
fuck
that little shit.
Scrappy Doo, the most unloved character in the world.
Yeah. That's Oppenheimer's Avengers that he pulls together to beat Godzilla. Scrappy.
I remember the kid watching Scooby Doo, and then it'd be one with Scrappy, like, it's a Scrappy Doo.
When they made him the villain in the movie, that was fucking brilliant.
That was
good stuff, man.
That was clever. Maybe Freddie Prinze Jr. wasn't a fucking bellend pussy.
James Gunn wrote that.
Dude, bro.
Did.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
They wrote both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
To give you, I love the ads. They tell you like when the comic came out. Remember when?
Hey.
Yeah.
Good old
Man.
had to be 87. No, 91.
91. Right, let's go through a few supery duperies. Marksman at 117B with the $2 is Bud Light. We'll talk about that in a sec. Bud Light, Real Men of Sparta is still the best ad. Did you hear that Bud Light have lost their LGBT accreditation or whatever it is because they backed down over Dylan Mulvaney?
Yep.
They backed down after $2 billion in losses.
Yeah, well, yes, but it doesn't matter how much you lose, Graham. It's all about the cause.
That's true.
Even though the guy that's doing the cause for them is the biggest con man in history and is absolutely laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, they're buying back their own beer now. They're buying back their beer from the distributors and the stores.
They can't give it away. They've put cases out in stores, and they said take it. You can't take it.
Well, how about the Dodgers, man? Well, what they just.
Well, they saw a big picture of Dylan Mulvaney saying "take it," and then a lot of people were like, "I'm fine. I'm fine, actually. Gonna pass."
And not to be outdone, Miller Lite says, "Hold my beer." And they go at it and lecture us about how women created beer and they were the workers. And what did we get for it? We got put in bikinis. And now we're buying back this shit and this shit and this shit. And it's like, whoa, do you know who drinks your beer? It is not women. Women drink wine. You might get your occasional, sorority girl to drink some beer. But by and large, that is not your audience, people. What are you trying to sell here?
Now, pay close attention to what she says at the beginning, because she kind of gives herself away a wee bit here.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever.
They were among the very first. Now,
so there were at least two.
So, yeah, males and females. If you were among the very few, who were the others? Oh, they were the men.
Yeah,
they were the men. Then gotcha.
Yep, nailed it.
What's the foundation for that statement?
We can give you full context.
I can look the foundation.
When she says among, she means they shared a planet. So she's not exactly.
I mean, the first beer brewers were the Egyptians, right?
I'm not entirely sure
Yeah, I think
exactly
so.
where. Geographically, exactly where.
The first ones that because tribes and stuff were brewing it even before that, but the first ones to really monopolize it and do it, I think, were the Egyptians. Yeah.
Yeah, the Egyptians weren't known for slavery or anything, were they?
No, not really.
No.
No, because
Not
the aliens
really.
built those pyramids. That wasn't slavery.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they make
Yeah.
beer in the pyramids and
They
it
did.
squared out the top?
The pyramids
Yes.
were actually giant breweries.
Distilleries, yeah.
And everyone drank as it rained in Egypt.
In fact,
Beautiful.
women were among the very first to brew beer ever. How did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis.
Yay!
By the way, this actress has done full frontal nudity, topless nudity, bra and panty work, and bikini work.
And she's a gassed up mid.
And how many? There's millions and millions of women that love to wear bikinis. You just go to a beach. You know what? But we put you in them.
Yeah, no. You see, that's where you're wrong, Graham. They were put in those bikinis by men and forced to brew beer.
Wow.
Well, I'm beginning to like the brewing industry even more now.
Yeah.
About how it's being made, to know that these bikini girls are grinding up the mash and maybe putting the hops and the barley in and all the wonderful things that make beer this wonderful drink.
Can I just say, I would fucking drink every drop of beer on that woman's back. I would. Every loud.
It wouldn't even hit the
drop.
stand.
Yeah, I would lick her dry. I'm just saying.
You're talking about the blurred out one on the right, not the women's studies teacher on the left.
No, we're not talking about fucking Admiral Holdor over here. No. We're talking about fucking this little Heather Graham looking thing over here. You know, that's right.
There's a picture of her with Hillary Clinton too, with her arm in arm together.
Yeah, it's called Dumb. It wasn't that Dumb and Dumber, the movie.
They're getting ready to make some beer.
Yeah,
she was just like, did my husband ever rape you?
As soon as Hillary was done baking cookies, they were going to make some beer.
By the way, the joke this advert must have been made by a man, because this is the end of the advert, and this woman's so stupid. She's thinking of eating shit.
Too.
Well, what did you expect it to smell like? Fucking flowers? You just put your fingers into a bag of, in your words, shit.
Yeah, but it's the good shit.
No, well, the good shit is the composting of women in bikinis.
They composted women in bikinis? They killed the women?
The women. Not the cardboard cutouts, Gary. They found the models and they fucking did it.
Composted them. That's horrible.
On True Crime today, Jenny was a 23-year-old model. She got herself a job at Miller.
What's the bet on that waistline? What is that, a 42, you think?
It was
42-inch waist?
A little rolly then.
Why are all the faces blurred? What's going on?
Because these women just didn't know what they were doing. And they're protecting the women.
Yeah, we don't want to victimize them all over again.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll show their tits. And,
yeah. We don't want to pay them.
They don't want to pay them.
Yes.
Aren't they objectifying these women?
Residuals.
They're removing all of their facial features and using only their bodies. That seems offensive. I'm offended.
In all fairness, Mauler, I don't know, you don't want to get into this, but in all fairness, this is the most obvious erasure of women I've seen since Dylan Mulvaney.
Right.
So there you go. Yeah, it's a absolutely terrible advert. To go with the Gillette advert a couple of years back, where they lost $8 billion off their market share. And apparently the CEO came out and said it was worth it.
Wow.
It was worth shitting all over our customers, losing $8 billion for some absolutely they have no clue. They're complete and utterly head in the clouds. They cannot connect to the regular person anymore. This is why stuff like the Ripperverse, stuff like Graham, stuff like Chuck, This is why they're so important. Because the marketing people in all these firms that we get today, and it's not just beer, it's comics, it's the whole fucking job lot. They have no real connection to their customers. And the marketing ploy of the modern day appears to be going to war with your customers, which is insanity. Nobody likes this shit. Believe it or not, I know we get hit everywhere. We just see all this woke shit in the movies, on TV, in adverts, in magazines. We see it everywhere. You will be amazed at how little that actually reflects reality.
No.
How truly little it does. But here in the West, this is where it is. This is what happens. Disney, they're quite clearly taking money from BlackRock or Vanguard. They're quite clearly being funded to push this ESG shit, just like so many other corporations are doing, just like Bud Light was asked to do to get themselves some funding, just like Miller, just like Coors, because Coors are in this fucking position as well, folks. They're also printing all this fucking rainbow garbage and putting out going, we're so stunning and brave. It's fucking beer. Do you know who drinks beer? Fucking masculine men. They drink beer. Not like me. I like a nice rum and coke, a little bit of ice, lime on the rim, wedge inside. Thank you. You know? Yeah, good. Okay, it's delicious. Absolutely.
The best.
You know, you don't have this complete barrage of women who just like, yeah, I'm all for the beer life, you know. They have no idea who their customer bases are anymore. Or they do, and they don't want them because they feel that is, in their words, toxic. They feel that these people are toxic. They need to be educated. They need to be taught.
Toxic for a second there.
No, the only cocks in their world are on the women, mate.
Cockstick.
Women. But I don't know. I mean, who knows what a woman is? I'm not a biologist.
Did you guys see that meme today? That I guess it was a woman, former woman, transitioning to a man, and she's topless and she's got no boobs. You know, there's stitch marks there. There's stitch marks. And
trans stamp, as they like to be called now.
Well, the phrase was somebody stole second base.
I don't watch baseball. I don't.
Let's try. I'm an English guy.
Okay, in America, there's when you get with a girl, there's getting the first base.
I know.
I'm telling it to the people who don't know, and there's
that's right. The other Brits.
I'm on a show. Okay, I'm on a show where I talk to you and other people. Do you remember that?
What are we? Are we live?
Yeah, we're fucking live. I'm not having a private conversation with Paz.
I didn't know that. I thought we were just chatting.
Teach you this again. Never mind. Figure it out for yourself. Google it, motherfuckers.
First base is kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Second base is a little bit of a. Third base is hello.
Right.
And fourth base.
Home run is the
home run.
Home run is
driving it home.
Wait, did you say fourth base?
He said fourth base.
Yeah.
He said fourth base.
I don't fucking watch baseball.
Like some fucking cricket
Wait, what does it mean if you knock it out of the park? What does that mean then?
Well, that means she enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
Well, that's just stupid. She enjoyed it.
Why do you think they threw hot dogs at the ball game?
Right.
She took 2 hot dogs.
Those are the best hot dogs. The best. You may actually think like the only thing Dodgers ever did good was made their Dodger dogs. They also bend the knee to leftist strange organizations too. But
what's the organization? The organization has got so like the Sisters of Depravity or something.
It's basically it. The Sisterhood of the Perpetual Indulgence, which is a bunch of dudes dressed as nuns who perpetually indulge themselves in each other.
Is that soppy? That's what that is?
Pretty much.
I think it's sodomy.
Because that's a shit acronym.
Never mind soppy.
Sisterhood of the Perpetual Indulgence.
Wow.
And yeah, they put out an apology. The Dodgers put out an apology for uninviting them and have reinvited them. And they've
Dodger. Okay, the majority of Dodger fans in Los Angeles are no, they're not.
I thought you were doing a whole baseball team versus
big chunk. I'll say a big chunk of Dodger fans are Mexican Americans.
Absolutely.
Very family oriented, Catholic, religious Mexican Americans.
Catholic. Oh, Catholics love men dressed as nuns sodomizing each other. What are you talking about?
They really do.
Wow.
Latinos.
I think we were just talking about not knowing who your audience were.
Not gang members. I mean, some gang members, but gang members more like
they're usually in prison though, Gary. And they're
the gang members.
They're a bit out of option.
The gang members aren't in prison anymore in LA. They're running the streets. Well, actually,
they're the city.
They're running the government. They're running the government, mate.
They're running the street and the government by proxy through organized crime in Mexico now because Mexico, this is a real story, by the way, is pretty much taken over all the American gangs, taken charge of all the American gangs. And there's going to be a giant gang war in Mexico that's ramping up right now that's going to bleed over, maybe already has, because it's going to bleed over our border. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get super ugly.
Hey, Gary, it's okay, mate. It's okay. If it's got to go over a border, they're very secure.
This more secure than ever. Did you see that in Chicago? They're importing some people there, we'll just say, and the Chicagoans got pissed off and they're at one city council.
Oh, wait, they're running out of people to kill in Chicago.
Maybe. It's a bunch of Chicagoans, and one of them had a sign that said "Finish the wall."
I like the images of the people flooding in from your border and then flying their flags from the country that they just left,
right?
Because apparently that country is really oppressive. But I'm
love it.
confused. Yeah. My small brand.
I like seeing the dumpsters on the Mexican side of the border where you dump all of your ID before you come in.
Right.
They actually put dumpsters out so they can stop littering.
Chuck, they're called asylum seekers. They're
yeah. This is the asylum. Come in.
Yeah.
I
was saying it's this month. It's May of this month that pure blood like me would be allowed eventually to come to the US. Whereas I could have just flown to South America and walked in, no problem.
Dude, you would have gotten a phone, a meal. I could have picked you up at the border. You know?
Yeah.
Got myself a nice Google phone. Yeah.
I should start a coyote business, man. I really should.
Coyote Ugly.
There you go. Coyote. I'll call it Coyote Ugly. Okay.
Coyote Ugly. An abuser of Streamlabs with a $5 says, my headcanon, Dixon and Nolan live next door to each other in a duplex. Every night they smoke cigars and reminisce on the porch as the sun goes down.
Oh, there's so much incorrect there.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot he got right.
Yeah. A phone call, a cigar, sun going down, a drink. I can believe that.
No,
Chuck doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke cigars.
You don't have to. You can do that for the pair of you.
You can pretend. I got it covered.
Yeah. He takes care of all that.
Yeah, I don't drink.
I got my buddy covered.
He's drinking for two.
I'm Irish.
Oh, you'll be the first to go, mate. That's all I'm saying.
And speaking of reparations.
Yeah. No, okay. I'll send you 2 potatoes. All right.
That's racist.
I'll use a quote.
I know. Why, you English bastard. You racist English bastard.
I'll use a quote from Blazing Saddles. Anything but the Irish. Anybody but
Psychics 8. And if you want to support Graham and Chuck, top link in the description box down below. Also the pinned link to go and help them with Joe Frankenstein Part 2 on Indiegogo.
Much appreciated.
Help people who are creating stuff that you like. Yep. Not these fucking weirdos that are hiring con men to try and sell beer and lose billions of fucking dollars.
You know, your comic book companies, your Marvel and DCs are like restaurants that serve you bad meals. Why do you keep going back if you keep getting served shit sandwiches? You know,
Yep.
and they keep serving it, and they're not going to change their recipe. So, you know, go out and support, whether it's me or in Chuck or anybody else, support the independents, because that's where the passion is. That's where the love for the art form of comics really is. It's in independent work, because the companies, they don't give a shit. They really don't. About
the Chinese takeout guy told me one time, "You order shit, you eat shit."
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop going back to that bad restaurant.
Yep.
Yeah, once in a while, a takeout guy or an Uber Eat driver.
I went to this restaurant instead. That's the restaurant I went to.
That's a 5-star restaurant there, buddy.
Yeah.
We care about our customers.
Mm-hmm.
There was a French waiter and everything. Maitre d'. They might wait at Maitre d'.
Hey, let's not have World War II jokes here, dude. I think we dropped enough
Too
of those
soon,
bombs.
Graham? Too soon?
We dropped enough of those bombs on the last show.
Oh! Just call him Bomber Harris. Dave Filoni's dog with a $5 says, Dave dresses me like Kylo Ren and he likes Rey, so we can have a lightsaber fight. Let this dog die. Kill me if you have to. P.S. I miss Michael Vick.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, for the Brits in the audience who don't know, so I got to be specific so Az doesn't think I'm just always talking to him directly. Michael Vick, big dog lover. Like to have him fight a lot and die. Really love to watch dogs fight and die.
He's an NFL player, by the way.
Yeah,
NFL
NFL,
player.
Yeah, who got arrested for running dog fighting games. Yeah,
And he was popular. I taught my kids how to throw a football with a Michael Vick football. So
he was a Philadelphia Eagle. Vic?
Atlanta Falcon.
Well, Falcon. I knew it was the other
yeah,
team.
he wasn't an Eagle.
And he went
Could
to
have been an Eagle.
I think he went there later. Yeah, right. He was pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good, pretty fast, pretty athletic.
I'm wearing my doggy t-shirt today as well, man.
All right.
My pug for B. Psyche.
He was supposed to be drafted. He didn't want to go to the Chargers, or the Chargers. I can't remember now. He was like, that was a possibility, because I mean the Chargers surprise sucked and had a good draft pick that year, but we didn't give Vic. Falcons got Vic. He could be Black Captain America Falcon now if he wants to. Where is Michael Vick? What's he doing? Dogfighting?
Probably chasing CTE damage. But
I don't think he was in the league long enough. Well, maybe I got his bell rung, or Junior Seau. Oof.
he got released, and I think he was in the NFL for like a really short period after his release.
Yep.
But I think he's probably aged out now. Also.
Oh yeah.
Super aged out. Yeah.
hey, Tom Brady's looking at you going, come on, man.
Yeah. What's
Part
his
owner
age?
of the Raiders. He's part owner of the Raiders now.
Huh?
Tom Brady. Yeah, he's buying into the Raiders.
Really?
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Oh.
A minority. It's going to be a general partner, because they have it's a partnership. It's like a board of directors they have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well.
Psychic Girl with a $5 says, hi, Chuck and Graham. My super chat barely missed Chuck on FNT, so I hope this is early enough. Super excited to see what Chuck does with the Rippaverse soon. Do we have a release? I mean, a rough
window?
release? A window? Yeah.
Eric's saying in the fall.
Okay.
But as I said, it's completed. I've seen all the art. I've seen most of the inks. I've seen some of the colors. So it's complete, and we're talking about a follow-up with the same team.
Printing.
We basically want to create a character for Eric. So
printing, I guess, is tricky these days, right? I mean, maybe not as bad as like supply issue days, but still tricky business.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
If the printer has the paper in stock, and there's certain paperweights that they generally have plenty of, But if you going out for a different paperweight and they don't have it, yeah, it's a long time before it comes in.
Yeah, but I've heard from some independent publishers that they're getting calls from printers and paper companies saying, hey, you want to do this, you want to do that, because there's a lot of printing presses going idle right now, and there's a building inventory of paper.
Oh,
so they're looking to do business.
That must be because the comic industry is thriving.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, book, magazine sales, all of this stuff is down. I mean, these people have to be hurting.
Yes, they. Did I hear something happen to the Marvel Comics on the East Coast? Somebody shot me at Twitter, so it had to be true. It was like absolute fact that they said like all the Marvel supply, like something happened to it yesterday.
I didn't hear that.
Chat. That would be very beneficial to the comic stores. To be honest with you, they might have a chance to turn a profit this week if they don't get.
Did they already pay for them?
Yeah, they did. Unfortunately,
this may be Marvel's new plan,
right?
They just shred them instead of sending them to you.
Yeah, save you the trouble.
Or they don't print them at all. They're just there on paper.
I don't know how. I don't know how it works when you're buying whoever the distributor is, but with Diamond, yeah, you were fucked. If there was an accident with the truck or something like that, they're like, nope. And I'm like, do we get returns or anything? Nope.
Yeah, that's like when the bank loses your money because your account got hacked, and they go, "You got hacked." It's like, no, you got hacked.
Yeah. And the bank calls you, goes, "You better do something." It's like, what? And that's what Diamond did. Diamond, like, eventually, if something's like egregious, they would give you like a chance to return stuff, but then you have to go through and figure out what you didn't sell, box it up. I had tons of fucking time to do that. But
yeah, it's like the insurance companies who count on you just not bothering going through the process.
Right. Here's some interesting stats for you. In 2022, Coliseum of Comics, which has 12 stores in Florida, DC Comics.
I know Phil Boyle.
Phil Boyle.
Shout out to Phil Boyle.
Yeah.
DC Comics sales down 10.4% in 2022 from 2021. Marvel Comics down 3%, Image down 27.1%, Boom down 28%, Dark Horse down 25.6%, Indie down 36.7%. Comics are thriving. Manga up 28%
across the board as a genre.
Yeah. Back issues up 7%. Funko Pops up 29.4%. Graham Crackers. That's what I'm calling you.
Compass Comic.
That wasn't a comic 50%. Store. That was just me. Racism. Yeah, okay. Graham Crackers, 13 stores over Chicago.
Graham Cracker Comics.
Overall chain down, sales down 4%. Backlist graphic novels down 10%. Indie comics down 5%. That's everything but Marvel DC. Back issues down 1%. Notice they don't say anything manga wise. Jen King, Space Cadets collection. Texas, overall sales down 3.1%. Graphic novels down 8%. All new comics and back issues combined down 48%.
Fucking A.
All items not comics or graphic novels up 6%. Comics are thriving. Comics are thriving according to DC and Marvel. Comics are thriving, folks. I mean, our sales are going down, but manga's propping us up so we can say, hey, look, we're up 2%. What do you mean it's going down? No, you're down 10. Marvel's probably down 7. But
well, at this point, there's no one there to learn the lesson. There's no one there to right the ship. They wouldn't know how to begin to do it.
I got a good way. You're fired.
Well, yeah.
Good start.
Yeah, but who are they going to replace them with? I mean, all of mainstream comics is a circle jerk. They just, that's never going to happen. They just move the players around. They just rearrange the deck chairs and then it's the same people in charge over and over again.
Hasn't Mags just got whatever they are a new gig?
Yeah, at Archie.
At Archie, that's it. Yeah. And did you hear? I'm sure this is a pure coincidence, but did you hear that Archie Comics are just about to debut a new trans character?
Yeah, who do you think wrote it?
I wonder who's going to be writing that.
I am so shocked.
My brain's too small. I can't work it. I can't work it. Too small. Mikey Gosler with 3 $5 super chat says, did you see the original Little Mermaid actress praise the remake, stating that the changes were a must?
Mikey, this is for you. It's Amigo Henry Cavill Superman.
Amigo?
I can't believe they made it. They made Amigo. Well, it's Amigo Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond, nice.
And then they have the 50th anniversary Reverse Flash, which is fucking cool in the old school box. So
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Why is it a must? Why is it a must? We must erase white characters for black characters. That doesn't sound.
Wait. Who said this? The
original Little Mermaid actress.
Well,
so imagine the one who did the voice for Ariel.
She can kick the ladder out from behind her. Now that she's done it, it's a must to make Ariel black or whatever.
It's a must if she wants to continue in the industry. That she should say that.
She should
She
say
keep getting her residuals.
Yeah. She said also that the original Little Mermaid is
racist,
problematic.
She did the voice actress from the first one.
Did she say how it was problematic or just was problematic?
I don't know. I couldn't hear because there was a gun pointed at her head in the way.
I mean, they just say that like they say that, Florida is now racist.
Yeah.
But they don't explain how.
Or that getting up early is racist. Yeah.
Racist and unsafe.
Yeah, trans people are being hunted in the streets.
Unsafe.
I was up all night with a shotgun prowling. I couldn't find anybody.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, folks.
Because they're disguised as women.
All I know is until slavery in America came around, nobody got up early. Nobody.
You didn't get up early enough, Chuck.
Nobody. The world got up at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and then
big light in the
came
sky
in.
didn't wake anybody up.
No, not at all. They didn't see that as a key to start working in their fields, their agriculture.
Well, they were all up late on TikTok. So
yes, and Twitter and stuff. Yeah. Oh my God, the sun's coming up and still sending TikToks. Oh my God.
What is this fiery dayball thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God, has anyone got the pink dye?
Oh God.
Mikey, imagine you can't think of a world where, hey, the sun is up, we can see shit now, so we got to go do things while we can see shit.
That's
the sun's going down, we can't see shit anymore. We need to close our eyes and go to sleep.
Yeah.
That started before electricity,
Chuck,
and you didn't have any light in the house.
Sunrises are inherently white supremacist, so or sunsets.
I was going to suggest we could work at night with candles, but that's white supremacy probably as well.
That's white supremacy too.
No, because who made the candles? Come on.
Oh my God!
Probably
Remember
some
these?
white guy.
Okay,
Women while they were brewing.
remember these?
That's it.
I fucking hated these things where you saw the image in the fuzz or something like that.
Oh yeah, I love those. Magic Eye.
I couldn't see shit in them.
I can't see them either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why the
It
hate,
took me a long
Gary?
time, but I got it.
Because
I
you're
got it in the
blind.
end.
This is white supremacy because it's mostly white. See, it's white dot.
Isn't that gray supremacy, really?
This is white supremacy too.
No, the
That's
gray
white
blobs are going to
Mostly
take
a
over.
white cover. Yeah, just wanted to say.
So Mikey's second one says, so Gary, have you invited Jay Longbone yet for this week's FNT?
I have not.
X-Ray Girl said she's leaving it up to you. Trust me, no one wants Odin
I
on
love
this
how my
week.
producer-
Whoa!
I love how what did he say?
He said, trust me, no one wants Odin on this week.
Yeah, my producer passed the buck to me. What a surprise. We'll see. We
Hey,
have
you
a
should be
check.
thankful. A lot of producers fuck everything up, so
I know.
Producers letting you decide.
Isn't that great? She's like, I'm actually gonna let you plan the show and get the guests. but I'm going to stay the producer. It's kind of it works.
Is this week's subject Little Mermaid?
Yes, I'm making the crew watch the fucking movie, and I got to watch the first movie, which I've never fucking seen and have no desire to see, and then I'm gonna go watch the stupid fucking movie while I buy tickets to Sisu or something. I'm gonna buy tickets to another movie and sneak into little because I'm not giving them fucking money. And then I'm gonna go see.
I ain't seen the new one. Fuck that shit. I'm not making my EFAB guys do it either. Everyone's sparing that one.
Can I work for EFAP now, please?
Go on, go work for EFAP there. Get the go.
Okay.
But we're gonna, if you do, we'll make you watch the Indiana Jones.
Friday nights back.
Still gotta watch Indiana Jones
every Friday night club.
I quit EFAP. Gary, you're hiring.
Yes, I'll hire you.
Is FNT hiring?
You have to watch. Little Mermaid.
My cinema. My dog ate the local cinema.
No.
Damn,
dude, I'd love to get out of this one too, but like we're gonna end up talking about. I'm gonna have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, I've
never even seen the first fucking anime.
The
anime.
The anime.
The anime.
Oh, is it? Well, what kind of anime?
Hentai. I ain't seen the fucking Little Mermaid hentai.
Come on, Gary, you do the Forbidden Frontier stuff. There's got to be a mermaid-related story in there somewhere that you have familiarity with. So
there is.
You got expertise. You can get in there.
I've already heard the Aquafina rap. I don't want to fucking listen to that.
Oh my
shit
god,
again.
dude, that was a crime. I can't believe they got away with it.
That was a crime against human. That was a war crime.
That was a crime against anybody who could hear. I mean, except for Echo,
Who loved the song, by the way.
Her superpower is not having to listen to Aquafina sing.
I wish that was.
I don't know. Can we call that singing? I feel like that's offensive.
No, we cannot. Why is she popular? Why is Aquafina like a thing?
I don't know.
I don't either.
No idea.
It's like modern fashion. We're just like, I don't get it, and I don't want to get it.
Yep.
And Mikey Sturt says, "Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like womp. Oh, chicka womp womp.
Are those the
chicka
lyrics?
Womp womp.
Those are the lyrics.
Thanks, Mola, for sharing that.
Yeah, because I had no idea what she was saying either.
It sounded like she was fucking a swab. I'm fucking a swab.
Can we? Is there a little clip that we can for
There
the
is.
gentleman?
It'll be at the top of my profile, so if you go down and look.
Oh my god!
Sure you wanna
Mola
inflict
isn't
this?
in as his circle when he does that thing.
I don't fucking use Twitter, that's why.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is, gentlemen, this is a 6-second clip of a brand new song that's going to be in the Little Mermaid.
What was that, Mullen?
You got to properly warn Graham and Chuck. There's no going back from this.
No. Oh.
Once you hear this, you've heard it forever.
It's going to be the longest 6 seconds of your life. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, wham, chicka, wham, wham, chicka, wham. I remember. Remember the.
That's popular.
People listen to that apparently.
Apparently.
They volunteer to listen to
Chuck,
that.
A recording room was booked. A producer was hired. There was somebody else singing with Aquafina. They bought microphones, thousands of dollars of sound equipment, sound boards, and paid Aquafina to do that.
And
you've all seen the movie Clockwork Orange, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And remember when he's at the record store or the club or someplace and they're playing that insipid song, I Want to Marry a Lighthouse Keeper.
Yes.
And to me, for years, I thought, man, music's never going to get that stupid. Well, I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Wrong. That is a classic compared to.
It's just. Oh. Let's just hear it again.
They put that on the soundtrack too, Chuck.
I remember.
Wow.
Do you think that when she finished that, she like said, how was that? And then the
How was
guy
that?
in the other room
Now
was
pass
like,
me the Rothmans.
is this the fucking penguin?
She should have done it in her black accent.
I think she was.
No, I don't think she does that anymore.
Not since she went mainstream. Oh, I don't have to be a racist anymore. That's lovely.
That's lovely.
Is she British?
Yes.
No.
Oh, everyone is.
No. Everyone is.
Everyone is. Come on, man. You're British. Well, no, you're not. You're Irish. That doesn't-
Yeah.
Yeah, we take offense to that.
more.
I have an X in my name just so people will know I'm not English.
Unhinged with the $5 says I've lost weight because my pants are getting tighter. It's okay. I'm sure I'll find it again. Grimnack with the $5 says in the land of no reason where right is wrong, men are women, and media is in a shambles. Two brave heroes rise. Scotty and Pippin, those brave hobbits.
I thought he was going to say Chuck and Graham.
I know, so did I. Yeah. Mikey Guster with another $5 says just pre-ordered my 4K Steelbook of Avatar 2 and the 4K transfer of the first one. Can't wait for Titanic, True Lies, and the Abyss 4Ks later this year.
Abyss and True Lies, count me in. Everything else, no thanks.
Wait, what's wrong with Titanic?
Nothing's wrong with that. I just don't own it. I don't want to own it and watch it again.
I mean,
I've
you can
seen
skip
it.
to the third act.
Nope.
I think that's the only act I've seen of Titanic.
I can watch True Lies, which is fucking awesome, and I can watch The Abyss, which is
True
crazy.
Lies is fun.
Yeah,
I like True Lies. I prefer watching The Abyss in French. That dialogue is awful.
and it's not the best, but it's like a really cool looking movie. But
it is True Lies, right? It's the joke of like the terrorist guys are recording their message, and the dude is like stressing out because the camera's low on battery, right? That's True Lies.
Yeah.
I remember when my dad first showed me that movie, I couldn't stop fucking laughing. That was such an absurd scenario. Like, he doesn't have the balls to tell him it's about to run out of battery.
That's good. Tom Arnold in his only good performance, he was either on the right amount of coke or off coke for that whole shoot. Not really sure.
Was he a coke user?
Tom Arnold was a giant.
Tom Arnold. I thought you said Arnold as in Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, he was on steroids.
He's on steroids, but
but we like Arnold.
Jacob Glazer with a $2 and a very obscure reference says, what would Brian Boitano do if he ran Lucasfilm?
Wow, that is obscure.
That is old.
Yeah.
Is that a South Park reference as well?
Yes,
though?
it is.
1999 old.
It's not that old, right?
Well, it's 24 years ago now. That's believe it or not.
Is that from the show Bigger, Longer, Uncut?
Bigger, Longer. Oh, I love that movie. It's great.
Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
Yeah, the movie's fucking fantastic, and I was so happy. I got South Park in my last video, yo.
Nice.
W. And some Ting Wong, all in the same video. But Az wouldn't know because he doesn't watch my videos.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Fuck you.
How many times do you see my Brie Larson video?
I've seen it twice.
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because I thought it was funny and I gave it a like. And
is it like the comics where you need one to use and one to keep or something?
No, I wanted to watch it again.
I watch your videos all the fucking time, Gary. I even threw my book down.
Damn.
Wow.
Just to really emphasize the point I was trying to make.
Your magazine of male titties.
Do you know what your problem is, Gary? You're putting videos out with too much regularity at the moment.
Yeah, Gary.
I'm used to Gary putting a video out once every 2 weeks. Now it's like once every 4 days, and it's also like, what is going on?
You do it like me, once per year, so people have time.
It's once a week for one. And yeah, I did put out one quick because it was Indiana Jones and it was getting roasted to hell. Had to put it out.
I've got an Indiana Jones video coming out.
That's good. That was my first Indiana Jones video. That was my first one. So
this will be my second.
And did I not say at the end of my previous video, I'm not going to come back unless Disney does something stupid again? And they did something stupid.
Oh, that's like saying, well, I'm not going to make a video unless the sun rises tomorrow.
That's white supreme, Mola.
Racist old son.
Yeah.
Damn you,
racist son, won't you come? And wash away the racism.
We need to do a stream celebrating the actual Indiana Jones films sometime.
Oh yeah, we should do that. We should do that. EFAP is one. We should do that. Watch the Indiana Jones movie.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I'll see you Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've actually got a Saturday free.
Not watching the fucking Eurovision Song Contest, huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it in the end because I had diarrhea.
Because you watched the original, because you watched the stuff leading up to it. That's why. It's your own fucking fault. Hey, by the way, 6/16. Oh, I gotta check the date on that. We gotta watch something on 6/16, don't we?
I think I know what you're saying.
It's fucking Friday. We'll have to do it early before. Grand Tour.
Right?
Oh, Grand Tour, the Grand Tour special. Yeah.
Euro Crash gets released. It's probably Thursday night. So we might be able to watch it my Thursday night, your Friday morning or something like that.
After open bar, we can do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Invite drinker.
I'm a big Jeremy Clarkson.
He's
Grand
welcome.
Tour, Top Gear, Farm, like great.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you yesterday. I finished my stream. I went to get
What are you
something
waiting for me? I told you to tell me when you were done.
No.
You were like, "Oh, yeah, when you
I'm checking the text. I'm checking the text.
What were you guys
Right.
doing? You can do something without me? Fuck you both, by the way.
No.
Yeah, I said Clarkson Farm instead, and then you said I'll see what time I finish, and I was like, thumbs up.
And then you just put thumbs up. You didn't say. So get back to me. So I finished, and I was waiting for you to
Gary,
say.
When someone says I gotta see what time I finish, and then you say thumbs up, who's the responsible one to set the time at that point?
That would be the person who said, I need to see what time, because you're insinuating that you're going to tell them what time you're finished. You lost this one. Take the L, buddy.
Oh.
Sorry, Chuck and Nolan. We have this.
I was abandoned.
I had the whole night. I had to end up watching new true crime videos about NFL stars shooting people.
You should have watched Clarkson's Farm. It's way more wholesome.
Yeah.
Learn more.
You
learn more.
You do. You learn about bureaucracy, and farming is fucking hard, by the way.
It is. Any business is hard.
Yes, it is.
Unless you work for DC and Marvel, you just put out any old shit. You just literally wipe your ass on a page and put it out and say it's a new comic.
Yeah, and then when you get fired, you get hired by the next company down the road.
Yeah,
you get promoted upward.
All you have to do, Graham,
you fail upwards.
When you're about to get fired, you just accuse a couple of older comics writers of being racist and sexist, and then they'll make you part of their next Kickstarter or whatever, and then get you a job. And Heather Antos has been doing this for years. So,
are you female? Did you get fired from the comics industry for being shit? Well, you can just claim that you were discriminated against. Done. So, cool. I wonder why they're losing to manga.
Are you unqualified? Are you incompetent in your position?
Yeah,
we got a job for you.
Work for Marvel.
Do you just put ethnic lesbians in every single comic you write? Are you called Vita Ayala? We'll hire you to do any old fucking shit.
I will not abide shitting on lesbians.
Well, she's non-binary. Okay. So you're a bigot.
She's non-talented.
Yeah. And remember when she made like all the new team of X-Men, and they were just all knockoff lesbian self-inserted versions of X-Men, and one of them was a TikToker. Fucking genius. I was in the comic store, and my son's like, "Oh, it's the worst comic ever made." And he pulls out Super Pro, and I'm said, "Son, that is not the worst comic ever made anymore." I'm sorry, that's fucking Shakespeare compared to.
You would hold my Miller Lite.
Anything by Vita Ayala.
Guys, could you just hold the fort? My shopping's coming out early.
Children of the Atom. Children of the Atom we're talking about, where they had like a body positivity banshee. A body positive banshee knockoff, female Cyclops, a female Gambit who was just Vita Ayala as Gambit, and
didn't Steve Rude start that series as the artist, and then he bailed off of that? Is that the one?
The art was good. The art was I can't remember if it was Steve Rude. It might have been. Like the art was good. but my God, it was a joke. And the only thing that overshadowed it, Graham, is that was right after we got Safe Space, Internet Gas, Daniel Kebel's his comic book. That was right.
Safe Space.
Snowflake and Safe Space overshadowed Children of the Atom.
Wow.
Do you remember the Safe Space song in South Park?
I do.
Safe space.
Uh-huh.
That was like fucking 8 years ago or some shit now. It's just
know.
like, jeez.
I know. Well, I mean, this stuff, people, I think there was G&G Daily that were talking about, like, when did this start? And people said, well, it started with Glee. It's like, no. For superhero stuff, it started in the comic books. But for television, it was fucking CW. CW started all the superhero, but I mean, it had been creeping in for a long time before. So if you want to get super conspiratorial, but this is well known. After the anybody who worked in the Obama administration, even going back to the Clinton administration, where did they all get jobs after in the administration? Mainstream media, Hollywood executives. A former speechwriter for Hillary Clinton worked high up at Warner Brothers. They all, Sana Amanat had connections to the Obama, connections to the Obama. They started because they recognized pop culture is power. Pop culture is power, and they started slowly infiltrating it. And it's, a lot of it was not nepotism, but it's like they were buddies with people in Hollywood, so they went. And politics is theater anyway, so it was a great lateral move for them, and it really did start. It ramped up after 2010. So,
well, a lot of it was payback too. It was a delayed bribery once they left office.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
They
rallied up. I'm sorry, Chuck.
To get on boards and get positions, and I mean, look, the Obamas get a $65 million production deal from Netflix. That was to pay them back for him supporting net neutrality.
Yep.
Hey,
absolutely.
Gary. Do you know what the name of the character that destroyed all the safe spaces in that South Park episode was called?
What was it?
Reality.
I need to see it again. God.
He's like this villain and wears a cape.
That's great. Hi, Az. Have a good week.
Hi. My shopping arrived an hour early.
Your shopping?
Oh no!
My food shop arrived.
Is that good?
Well, I had to put it away because it's like got some frozen stuff. It's got some,
Do you go to the store and buy stuff, or do you have it delivered?
No, that involves going.
We live in the modern world, Gary.
I go to the store still. I'm old
still
fashioned.
walk places.
I walk. I go. Well, for one, here in Texas, we have HEB. HEB is like a fucking awesome grocery store. I love going there. It's a good experience. It's fucking huge. They have restaurants in there. You can buy insurance in there. You get cell phones. It's everything. It's great.
Wow.
Sounds a bit white supreme to me.
It's super white supremacist. I love it.
My delivery came directly from the African fields of fair trade.
But you didn't wake up early to get it.
No. 8:15 in the evening. as all people should be getting up,
Yeah, he only buys from farms where they let them sleep till noon.
Well, the guy when I opened the door, he said, "I hope you don't mind, I'm a bit early." So I spat at him because of his racist, disgusting, racist work ethic.
Yeah.
That a boy.
Spat in his face.
You showed him.
Yeah. And he was just like, I apologize.
Did you say thank you for that?
Yes. He said, forgive me. Mm-hmm. Forgive me, for I have sinned. And I said,
in America, you get shot.
Yeah. I will be writing a very, very disturbing report about
in America. You're like, son, you better get on the ground and go to sleep right now. I'm going to blow your fucking head off.
Outraz S299 with the $5 says, "Hell, real BBC. I recently got Thor 341, the first appearance of the Ulik the Troll. Chuck, Graham, do you have a favorite Thor issue?"
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Should we say it in unison or what?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Mangog. We love Mangog.
Oh, that arc was it 4 issues, something like that, of Mangog.
Yeah, greatest comic ever.
Oh my God, the power of a billion beings.
Ooh, the pulling of the Odin sword. Just
Yes.
awesome.
So now Captain Marvel, Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Now I got to say, if it's an individual issue, that one he just talked about was at 138, the first appearance of Ulick the Troll. That's awesome. That is there's such great fights in there. Great splash page with Thor and Sif. Oh, that's a great book.
I got in so much trouble with Quesada and Palmiotti because they gave me that Marvel Knights book, and I always wanted to have Frank Castle fight Ulick the Troll, and they hated that idea so much.
Why? Why did they hate it?
I don't know. And they didn't want to. They wanted me to write this street level, gritty. And I'm like, I've written enough of that stuff. You're giving me carte blanche into the Marvel universe. I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm gonna have Frank versus Ulick the Troll, and he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, Frank unloads the whole arsenal on this guy and nothing happens. And they just and Jimmy called me after the first issue and he said, look, lay off the whole troll references, right? You're going too heavy with that stuff. And I said, okay. And so I handed in the next script, and the title was Trolls with a big exclamation point.
Oh man,
it's really just the one reference. Why?
All you got to do in today's day and age is just change trolls to. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes. Yeah.
Best name I can think of gifted 5 memberships to the stream. Thank you very much indeed. Jay Cha with the 2-month Witcher says, "Yay, real BBC with Graham and Chuck. Hail to you." Briarwood with a €6 says, "Hey Az, I've been inspired by you to lose some bad habits. 50+ days without energy drinks and sober since the new year. Love you guys. Keep it up. Awesome. Keep it up.
Good stuff.
Yeah, well done, man. What's your first thought with a 22 Canadian says on Sunday, climate activists in Rome may have permanently damaged a near 300-year-old fountain with black ink.
Cut all the dick off.
Wait a minute. Activists using ink to destroy beautiful pieces of art? Are they writers of Lucasfilm? Oh. But yeah, I agree. Cut. If they glue their hands to something, cut the fucking hands off.
Put the fucking hands off.
In Minecraft, YouTube.
No, actually do it.
Actually do it in Minecraft.
Actually do it in Minecraft. Kendon Brawner has been a bard for 3 months, and Dad's Den of Pop Culture has been a bard for 7 months. And if you want to see good fight scenes and fun, then check out Graham's Indiegogo, which is linked in the description box down below, and is also the pinned comment in the chat. And go support Joe Frankenstein Part 2. Because once upon a time, if Chuck's telling us about the biggest issue that they had is, can you just ease it with the trolls, the troll references? Now there's like, can we have one straight character? Just one. Yeah. That's in one DC book. Just one straight character in one DC book. So if you want to go see some fun comics that aren't written from any ideological standpoint and are just purely there to entertain you, please click the link in the description box down below or in the pinned comment in the chat. Go support Joe Frankenstein Part 2. Buy a slab.
Indeed. And if I just want to say, also the Ghost of Matacumba Key, because that one is shadow banned, so you can't search for it. So you got to have the link for that one. So if you just go to my website, compasscomics.com, there's a link to it, and that book connects all of these books together.
Yeah, you're going to want
Frankenstein. So, and you want to read Joe before you read Ghost of Matacumba Key, so you get the full Monty.
Oof! I remember that used to be a breakfast in the UK.
The full Monty.
A sequel to the Full Monty.
What's it called? The Impudent Monty.
I think the trailer's just filled with jokes about how old and fat they are. I was like,
oh no, you're being serious.
Yes, I'm being very serious. I've seen the trailer.
Oh,
Wow.
There's a sequel to the Full Monty. That
Yeah, it's a
exists.
show, right? Or is it a movie? It's
no,
going.
it was a British film. It was funny. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
funny.
but
The Monty was a good film.
It might be the sequel series,
is a
though. Yeah.
TV series.
Man.
I know what the Full Monty is. Maybe you're talking to the audience.
I'm sure he
It's
was.
not
No
all
disrespect.
about you, Gary.
It's got Robert Carlyle is in it.
Yes.
Fucking Tom Wilkinson's in it.
Nick Frost.
No,
No, not
No.
Nick Frost. It's
Mark Addy. Mark
Ro-
Addy.
Rob, fucking Game of
Baratheon.
Thrones. Yeah, Baratheon.
fucking Nick Frost.
Nick
I know.
Frost.
It's been a while. Come on,
Who is
man.
this guy, Gary? Who is this person that
I think
pretends to
he's
know
lost
things?
too much weight. And
You don't know about your male strippers, gay.
Robert Baratheon was a male stripper?
Well, this is the Full Monty.
I just, that's not the Game of Thrones I watched. Okay, if you looked up the porn version, that's fine. I don't.
No, I'm talking about the Full fucking Monty.
Stripping guys. That's, like I said, I don't judge.
You more like you were the one who got fucking uppity with me for not knowing my male strippers. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
You
saying.
guys are like a bickering married couple today. It really is. Like, what's going on here?
He didn't get me. He got up. Do you know what? Do you know what it is, Gary? He got up too fucking early.
What is? You know what?
He got up at the crack of dawn, and I was just like, "How very white supreme of you, Mola."
the mash at the crack of dawn.
Stop talking about crack. He's gonna set him off again.
Whatever the fuck.
The Craig of dawn. There you go. For Graham's benefit.
Craig,
That
there it is.
The Craig of dawn.
Ration food you guys eat over there. God, I can't wait to. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna starve to death.
Don't worry, Gary. We have pineapple pizza over here.
I'm gonna be like a squirrel getting ready for winter before I go to the UK and put shit in my cheeks.
Gary said he's going to fill his mouth full of nuts before he comes to the UK.
Oh my!
Make that as you will, chat. Make of that as you will. Kendon Brawner has been a bar for 3 months. Dad did those two. John Bonjour has been a sorcerer for 5 months. Oh, yeah, it's lovely to see you today. Hi, Moobles.
Hello.
Hail Chuck and Graham.
Hey.
Sparks 7907 with a 2 Canadian 20 says, as you and Gary need to play Bolt Gun 40K meets Doom. No, we need to play Starship Troopers Extermination because that is freaking brilliant.
Oh, that reminds me. Hey, before because I was a little late and I was kind of frazzled and my internet was down. I went to message you on WhatsApp and fucking WhatsApp. I guess I tapped somebody else's. So I started messaging fucking Dan Vask. And I'm like, I'm checking out. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm messaging Dan. I hope you lose this because I fucking fucked up the typing. So poor Dan's like got this random message like my internet's down, troubleshooting. He's like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, haha, I messaged Dan. Fuck you.
Gay man buns. Bye. Aid Robertson with a £5 says, Graham, I missed the boat on Joe Frankenstein Part 1. Will you be doing a relaunch?
No relaunch, but you didn't miss the boat because once it's fulfilled for the backers that backed the first campaign, it'll be up on the Compass Comics website and you'll be able to order it right there.
Boom.
All my books eventually end up on the Compass Comics website, but it costs you a little bit more because the backers are the ones who make it possible, so they get the lowest price and all the extra goodies that come with it as well.
Can I know we shouldn't talk shop on stream, but are you going to do a Chinu slab? I know you got a personal one done for you, but
I did as a test to see how the books come out, But there is going to be some more Chinu stuff. Like I have the plushie here, which is being manufactured right now.
I love
heart because the Chinu loved heart.
Chinu,
right?
Looks like a wampa.
I know it looks great. Well, now it looks like a Chinu.
There it is, slabbed.
Yes, you see, that's what I want.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do when I put the plushie up for sale. I'm gonna reprint the comic with a different cover but with like the plushy Shanu on the cover.
Yes.
You know, so the
cover,
inside will have all the gore.
plushie.
Yeah, and then it'll have like the plushy version on the cover. I think that'd be kind of fun. So,
That'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Emboss it as well. I'm throwing ideas out there. Glow in the dark. Glow in the dark. Shanu.
I'm doing that with Matakumba Key. I gotta
yes.
go.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Dude, I got everything to do with that. Fucking, I'm looking forward to that. I am really looking forward to that.
You're my new best friend.
I just like the whole fucking idea about it, you know? And
awesome.
You inserted me as the hero of the piece, which is great.
That's right. That's right. You are Meathead.
Yes. I called a lot worse than that in my time. Psycho Stumpy gifted 10 memberships to the stream. Psycho Stumpy, thank you so much. Mike Humsmelt with a $2 says RIP to Ray Stevenson, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that is sad. That is real sad, by the way.
Too many of these unexplained deaths amongst people that are
did
going
we find out like what happened? And it's weird. We were just talking about him with Razor and on another stream. We were just
a few days ago before you just tweeted that picture of yourself and Ray at your comic book store. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, folks. Gary used to own a comic book store.
He did. And Ray came there to promote Punisher Warzone, and that was like my first movie promotion. I freaking loved it.
He pops up in like shit tons of different projects, and he's always like a role that I'm always like, I remember it was one of the G.I. Joe movies. He's like Firefly, and he's one of the only things I remembered from it. So it's just like he's like a guy who goes around blowing shit up, and I was like, that's kind of fun.
I like him in Kill the Irishman.
Yeah, he was good in that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think I've ever seen him in somewhere where I was like, oh, he wasn't very good. Did you guys see The Other Guys? It's like a parody of almost cult procedural movies.
Yeah.
He's like the muscle in that for the bad guys, and he's fucking great in that too. He has like he only has like 10 minutes in it, but still.
Well, he was like the first play I remember seeing him was Rome. Like Rome, he was fucking amazing in Rome. So
well, I even liked him in King Arthur. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's one of the ones that he's getting credited for around because that was the Clive Owen King Arthur.
Yeah,
not exactly popular one, but is I forget which character he played in it. But and then there's I'm guessing some of you may have seen that.
Not yet.
He played evil British man in it, and he was fucking great as evil British man. It was funny as hell. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't believe it at first. I thought they were messing around, but it's one of those ones where whenever someone says that, like out of context in a chat, I'm like, just fucking like, oh shit, that's probably true. Because why else would they say it?
Yeah,
and it sucks. Because I've been trying to keep track of it. There's no cause of death yet, from what I've seen. They haven't mentioned yet.
Which means we know the cause of death.
Died suddenly.
There's too many people dying of uncertain causes.
Right. 58 years old. If it's not a disease like a cancer or something like that, well, then you got to ask, well, did he get anything new?
Yeah. Is it blood clot related? Is it?
Yeah. Is it a heart issue because of
is it WEF related?
The forced jab.
Yeah, too much of it. I mean, we're seeing it. I've never seen this in my life. I mean, I'm getting older, so people are going to die. People are going to be dying off, but not people at the ages I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right.
Their time.
You're right. And his Actors Guild did nothing. The people who are voted to strike, by the way, and they're all united. But there's quite a few people who didn't want that forced jab to go to work, and SAG or the Film Actors Guild. Could give a shit about them.
No,
could give an absolute shit about them.
Well, obviously.
Yep. So
I was just
Film Actor Guild members.
I mean, one of their demands, I was reading about their demands. One of the demands is that writers be kept on staff even if they're not writing anything.
Fuck off.
Yes.
Oh, you guys see
for a minimum amount of time. You're right. And it's anywhere. Did you see the time frame, Chuck? It was anywhere from 10 weeks to 52 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll have a year of free money. Yeah.
And one of their spokespeople was saying, oh, well, the producers and studios are trying to turn this into a gig job. I mean, you mean like freelance writer?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I've been doing this for over 30 years. Get in the game, buddy. walk a mile in my shoes.
No shit.
Where's my next job coming from? I don't know.
That's
exactly what they want to turn it into, because that's what it should be.
Exactly.
Sorry.
You got to fight for your place, man.
Yeah.
You're not owed work. You're not owed it.
But apparently what they do, and this is insidious too, if they're creating a new series, they bring in a whole bunch of writers and they all put their 2 cents in, which explains why the shit we're watching.
Yes.
And then once that's done and the series is ordered, they let a lot of them go. Well, they're saying, no, you got to keep all of them, even though they're not doing anything else.
So the tech industry came in and teched it up. Basically, they took this. Netflix doesn't do pilots, right? They're actually producing their first pilot ever this year. They usually just go, let's do a whole. Sometimes they'll greenlight it for 2 years, 2 seasons, and they'll bring those writers in, and sometimes they won't pay them at all. It is kind of fucked up. Like they'll bring you into that room, and if your idea gets used, you get paid, and they can find a way to say your idea didn't get used and just not pay you at all.
Yeah.
Which is pretty.
This definitely
fucked up.
It's Hollywood. This definitely fucked up situations.
Yeah, they make it a snake pit, like the Saturday Night Live writers' room. It's a snake pit. The best ideas are not going to come forth because the best writers are not alpha male personalities. I can speak for myself. The best writers are going to sit there and say nothing. The shitheads are going to be going, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3 is going ahead, and everyone's shitting all over it for that. It's like, how dare you not show solidarity? The thing that I think is funnier is people highlighting that the last time Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds worked together on an X-Men movie in a writer's strike, we got X-Men Origins Wolverine. So
Jeremy Griggs' favorite movie.
Oh, yeah. He has some weird takes.
He's got some really weird takes, but he's from Alabama, so
Alabama. Blunt objections with a $20 says, I never got into comics as a kid, but listening to all these years of passion that Gary and Az have for them, I started my collection recently and just love it. Thanks to Graham and Chuck for giving me something new to collect.
Oh, thank you, brother.
You want something new to collect?
Yeah.
Get on to Joel Frankenstein Part 2. Link, description box down below. Link, pinned, comment section, somewhere over there. In that direction. Go support these wonderful people. Because look,
what the art form.
I don't want to blow smoke up your ass, but I'm going to.
Ew.
This is Chuck fucking Dixon and Graham fucking Nolan here.
Yeah,
these are people that had one of the greatest runs.
And
they're a couple of fucking assholes. No, these are the people who did one of the greatest runs on Detective Comics ever. These are the co-creators of Bane, who did 30 years ago, who almost immediately instilled himself as one of Batman's greatest villains of all fucking time. These are fucking legends of our industry right here. These are people who went against the grain and created their stuff, and fuck me, was it absolutely insane.
Arguably,
the artwork from Graham, the fucking writing from Chuck. Chuck was writing fucking everything.
Yep.
He was doing fucking Detective Comics. He was doing Robin. He was doing Azrael. He was doing Catwoman. He was doing fucking Nightwing. He was doing the whole fucking job lot. Birds of Prey.
And Robin.
I think it did Robin. Maybe Robin. And Robin, if I missed Robin out. Not the gay one, the straight one.
That's right. And Bane is arguably one of the greatest and last characters ever created. I mean, like there haven't been. I would absolutely agree. Villains and heroes have been created post, late 80s, early 90s. That
I would say Bane is the last greatest villain created in the mainstream industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can't think of anyone better than Bane since Bane was created. I really can't.
Hey, no, I'm sorry. Spider-Gwen and Spider-Pool or Gwenpool or all these fucking and Miles Morales. Those are great characters.
Yeah. Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
America wait a minute, that's Ditko. We got to give that one a pass.
Yeah.
America Chavez.
That one favorite. Shit on.
Who used to be Miss America, by the way. That's another character. It's just a derivative character.
Right.
Right.
So
It's drivel, all right. Oh no, derivative, not drivel. Okay, yeah.
Whatever.
So you know these we're talking literal legends of the industry here. Go support them. These are people who want to make stuff that you want to read. That's what they want to make.
I'm basking in my own greatness here.
Yeah, you just
For you, Mahler.
you just suck it in, Chuck. You
Well,
just suck
I
it in.
just want to say, in reality, Chuck and I are ditch diggers. You know, we're working class guys that just love this art form. We love to do and write and illustrate comic books. You know, not rock stars. We're not. You know, some of these guys come into this business wanting to be. Since Image Money came in, they want to be rock stars. You know, they want to be these. You know, it's like we could give a shit about that. You know, we feed our families, we educate them, you know, we do good things, and, you know, we work hard, you know, it beats digging a ditch, but, you know, metaphorically, we're ditch diggers, you know, we're just blue collar guys, you know, just like everybody else, just like all you guys that are out there buying comics. So if you relate to our work, it's probably because you can relate to us.
You can relate. That's
exactly.
Comics were blue collar.
Yes.
No blue collar for the longest time.
All our heroes busted their asses for very little money because they loved it. You know, they weren't in it. They weren't there to make, you know, royalties because they didn't have royalties. That, you know, movies that were made out of these characters, they didn't get anything of that either. You know, they just love it. You know, and just same with us. You know, we won't be canceled because, well, this is what we love to do. So
we got nowhere else to go.
We got nowhere else to go. Nobody else will have us.
All I'm hearing is white supremacy.
I mean, I get up early.
We get up early.
I get a white sheet. Come on.
We start at the crack of dawn. We go through till the sun goes down.
We drive pickup trucks.
I take it all back.
Then when we rest, we have our slaves finish up. For
oh my God! Travis's World with a $10 says, I am curious if there is any comic or series that you are embarrassed or ashamed to admit that you like. We give that to Chuck and Graham.
I don't believe in guilty pleasures. Okay. You know? If I want to watch McHale's Navy, I'll fucking watch McHale's Navy because I like it. I'm not going to apologize for it.
I'm like that with Relic Hunter. But I mean, that's, you know, that's,
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I don't believe in guilty pleasure.
There is no shame to my game. That's old saying. I don't give a shit. I'm with you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay, but the spirit of the question is,
I know. A comic. I can't think of a comic that I was embarrassed to buy.
A comic?
There's plenty of comics I was embarrassed that they made.
Oh yeah,
the Obama cover on Spider-Man.
Oh
yeah.
I hated selling it.
The whole run of Tom. Well, the whole run after issue 5 of Tom King.
I was doing a store appearance when that Obama comic came out. Man, that phone rang in that store all day long.
Remember when Kevin Feige inserted himself? Well, was inserted into the Marvel. Oh, guys! While I've got you, I've never mentioned this, but
you like
you know you've just given your speech, Graham, about your blue collar workers. You know, your blue collar workers. You made your way, and you're in an industry that you love, and your passion shines through. That's bueno. And if the audience is buying your stuff and has bought your stuff in droves throughout decades, it should, you know, then that's probably because they relate to you, you know, because comics are, as Gary said, they're working class. You know, they were cheap. They were great sources of edible entertainment for us, with fantastic characters. With that said, can you deny, and I dare you to deny, that what the audience really wants is a Met Gala in a Marvel comic every year now?
Yes.
As the mutants put on a gala and they all dress up exactly like they are in comic books. Because that is really tapping, don't you think, that it has got its finger on the pulse of the current customer comics?
Well, here's what I would say is that the pulse is not on the customer of the comics. The pulse is the insertion of themselves in the comic. They're writing them, not the people that are buying it, because if it was, the sales would be better and Spider-Man wouldn't be selling 30,000 copies.
Who the fuck?
Yeah, mainstream superhero comics are ultimately a wish fulfillment fantasy. Let's face it. We want to be Superman. Girls want to be Wonder Woman. You want to be as badass as the Punisher and the rest of it. Well, that's not true anymore. The comics themselves are the wish fulfillment of the creators.
Yes,
that's right. They're
it's like a make a wish for these fucking people.
Exactly. And once upon a time, it didn't matter what race or nationality the character was. If he was a badass, you liked him.
Yeah,
and you identified with him. And he was your pathway to that wish fulfillment.
I'm South American. I'm just saying. I could not believe that stupid annual gala that they have for the fucking act. It's like over 15 parts, and oh my god, I'm just like, could you show you are you're more out of touch,
right,
with your audience, or because there's a perceived audience which, as we know, doesn't buy shit,
right,
and there's an actual audience who have been told to fuck off, who have been told that they're sexist, who've been told that they're racist, that have been told that they're all misogynistic, all these kind of things, who they've driven off. And as we've seen from a little snippet of comic book chains, some of them, multiple stores, mainstream, down, manga, up.
Mm-hmm.
Merchandise that's non-related to them, Funko Pops, up.
How can those things be up, dude?
The problem is that writers are not writing what comics are about. Comics are about inspiration and aspiration.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're writing is representation.
Mm-hmm.
And comics are not necessarily representative. I'm not from Krypton. I never could be, but I could still love Superman. I'm not from the inner city, but I always thought Luke Cage was badass, and he was fun and cool. And I like to read his comics because I don't need representation. I just need aspiration and inspiration. And I think that's the biggest problem with the way these writers are writing these characters now.
I am from Krypton, by the way.
Wow.
Well, then you can not. You've got aspiration, inspiration, and representation.
Mm-hmm.
Good for
There you go. That's inclusivity, my friend.
Wow.
I've never watched a samurai movie and thought, hey, I wish there was more white guys in here so I could.
Yeah, I see that.
Yes. Yeah.
Could you have fucking imagined? Like, shut up, Billy.
I mean, when we were doing Way of the Rat at CrossGen, we were real close to getting a film made. We had a screenplay by Frank Darabont, for God's sakes.
Wow.
We were all set up at DreamWorks, but they said you got to put a white guy in the series.
You're like, what?
That's how far we've come since then. So why?
Wow.
So European and American audience can relate to the movie, and we were like, well, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon made $200 million here. That was a fluke.
Oh my God, it's Echo.
Oh God,
except she looks like Gina Gershon, which would have been way better.
Yeah, she looks a lot hotter than
You gonna watch that whole series, Gary?
Yep.
Are you? It's gonna get it. I don't know if you're aware, Chuck and Graham, the Echo TV series that everyone asked for.
They haven't heard about it.
Of course they haven't, because nobody fucking asked for it. It's been delayed. It's now been said it's going to come out in November this year, and they're dumping every episode on the same day.
Yeah.
What show is it? Echo?
Echo.
What's
Is it a spin-off from the Hawkeye thing?
Yeah, the character from the Daredevil and
you know how you
comics
co-created Bane, like this really cool character? Well, they created a character called Echo to go against the blind guy. She's deaf. But she has the Taskmaster's powers. She can mimic all the fight moves and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So she's a Mary Sue, in addition to being deaf.
Yeah.
Somebody
Listen,
said
okay,
on
it's
Twitter
hard to
today.
come up with new things.
Anything you can do, she can do better. Yeah.
On the bright side, in the show, also mute.
Yeah.
Hey, that's tough. I wrote Snake Eyes for a while, man. Writing for a mute character is not easy.
How many episodes they got of that show?
Too many.
6 or 8 would be my guess.
Okay, maybe just the one, guys. How about just that?
How about none?
Just
I'm gonna watch them all.
Didn't I read today they had to do a lot of extensive reshooting because it was
they had to
unwatchable?
reshoot the whole series.
The whole thing.
Wow.
That's pretty
I mean, they're
expensive if you ask me,
dumping
though.
it. So
And then they wonder why this shit costs so much. You're paying twice. You're doing it twice.
I mean, how are they still? I mean, when are they going to stop? They probably already have. They're going to have to stop making these.
well, dude, it's that Endgame No Way Home money, right? That's kept them going a bit. Like those things could power up about 10
Doctor
failures
Strange
each.
as well.
Yeah,
I mean, it made money. Terrible
All these
film made
party
money.
cover, though.
It did. That made money.
The
Doctor Strange?
Multiverse
Doctor Strange
of
made
Madness.
money, yeah.
Yeah, 950,
Really?
950.
Oh my
yeah.
god!
Well, to
what
be
a
fair,
score.
Guardians is making money as well, right? So
Yeah, that's probably going to hit 8, maybe even 850. It's going to do well after
It's
a real
still-
slow
it's still-
start. It's really started to go.
Still shrinking though. I mean, you can see it shrinking.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
it's all shrinking. Like
It's
There
all-
has to be a point where they go, okay, we got to stop making. We cannot greenlight another one of these. You can't afford it.
I don't think that this Guardians is going to have any knock-on effect to the Marvels. I don't
No,
think it's
no,
going to have any
absolutely
knock-on
not.
effect to that.
What's that as?
DHP, Sin City. That's yeah.
First Sin City.
Oof.
That's when Frank was actually putting some work in the drawings.
Yeah, I got that Dark Knight 3 Master Race. Holy shit. That looked like somebody was just fucking having an epileptic fit on the page.
Yeah, I paid them $1 million advance for that.
Jeez,
They
they need their money back.
Yeah, well, they hired Bob Schreck as Batman Group editor based on the fact that he could get Frank Miller to do that project for $1 million. And I said, man, give me $250,000 and a case of Jack Daniels. I can get him to do it.
Yeah.
And then Frank handed in drawings basically to show I still got it. Best drawings I've ever seen him do. He did all these
Really?
character drawings of all best stuff I've ever seen him do. And then he crapped that out once he got the money.
that Master Race was bad. It was
Never
really
give a
bad.
comic creator advance money.
Yeah.
Big mistake every time, including me. Don't give me advance money.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I hate money up front. I want to chase it.
I don't feel like I got to owe you something.
you
I want to
yeah.
earn it.
Yeah, and but when I'm done, get it to me quick.
Yeah.
Don't fuck
Fair
around.
point. Fair point.
That's the thing about crowdfunding, man. It spoils us because a lot of these crowdfunding people, they pay you the same day.
Mm.
No 30-day wait.
Hey, no, I mean, being looked after. I know it's a new thing.
Yeah.
It's a new thing being looked after, but hey. Right, let's we're gonna smash through a few more supers and then we're gonna have another little look at Joe Frankenstein part 2 before we close out, folks. Let me just go smash through a few here. And then I'll do a super chat square up Sunday, which means afternoon tea with Az will be back on Sunday, which you guys seem to like. So let's carry on with that. Nerd Issues with a $10 says, Chuck, I got all 4 issues of Joker's Wild, and I'm already relieved to be reading real Tim Drake again. The scene between Tim and Alfred was simple yet amazing. You'll always be my writing hero.
Oh,
I can amen that.
thank you so
Amen.
much.
Amen.
What's I mean, I know these aren't Tim's not your character. I understand that, but you wrote a lot of fucking Robin,
Yeah.
a lot. Does it? I mean, effect is probably too, OTT a word, but to see like the amount of character work that you did with Tim Drake through the miniseries, through to the ongoing series. And obviously the connections that he had with Jean-Paul Valley, with Nightwing, with Dick Grayson, and that sort of fraternal relationship that they had, all that, and then to see somebody just come along and go, oh, I'm gay, so I'm now making him gay.
Yeah.
Does that affect you at all? Does it? I mean, mad is probably too much of a word to you, but do you kind of feel like, you know, why bother?
Well, yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, they've made so many changes and they bring in so many no talents. You know, you just kind of turn your heart to stone. I mean, I don't own these characters. I had my time on them. I think my work will stand the test of time. You know, I did my best, and they're going to do what they're going to do. You can't really look back. It's like, you know, watching your kids go off with a new dad. You know, it's like there's nothing I can do now. So, you know, and I only know about it because you know, people, you know, I think some of them are being cruel. You know, I'll hear them on social media. Hey, did you see what they did to this? Did you see what they did to that? You know, trying to get a rise out of me.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, my stuff is still there. You can still read it.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's great stuff. I mean, man, that was a period of time. Holy shit. That was an incredible period of time. Just going from Detective Comics into reading your Robin. Then I'm going to read Azrael. Then I'm going to read Nightwing. Then I'm going to read Catwoman. It's all got Chuck Dixon. Well,
in a way, even just from an ego stance, I mean, you wouldn't want a guy to take over your character and do a better job.
No danger of that happening.
Yeah, but at least
no danger of that.
At least you could be shady, you know, instead of being disappointed, I guess.
Yeah, my legacy is safe.
Yes. Oh, I think it's locked in now.
Yeah.
You know, look, that Robin ran for 187 issues, I believe,
which is insane for a Robin.
It is. It's absolutely incredible that it ran for that long. I think you wrote somewhere in the region of 102 of them or something.
Yeah, I wrote 100 of them, plus the miniseries and annuals and specials.
Yeah,
and all the rest of it. Yeah.
So that's you know, to do over half of the whole run, which was a long run,
right?
Is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
We're never going to see that again.
You know, no, we're not, because we just saw Tim Drake get cancelled after 10 issues.
Yeah.
Which means it got, you know, we've mentioned this before, but it means it got penciled down. It got told it was wrap up after like 6 or 7.
Right.
That's it. You know, that's how bad that reboot. And it was a reboot because they literally rebooted a good character into a tokenized piece of shit.
Yeah.
Into some boy, because Tim was a boy at the time, some boy that was growing into a man that would potentially grow in to be Batman, was now just some femi limp-wristed, pathetic, skinny, nothing of a character that is simply defined by its sexuality. And if you want to see what's wrong with any of modern day comics, folks, that pretty much, I think, sums it up in a nutshell.
Well, I mean, the worst thing about these new comics is that it's all about the agenda. Yeah, obviously, but it's also that these stories are not crime thrillers anymore. They're not mysteries anymore. They're not, you know, they're not even action or plot-driven action stories anymore. I mean, all of the elements that make a comic book fun are secondary to these people.
Yeah,
if they're addressed at all.
If it's addressed at all.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last good fight scene you saw in a comic? They don't care about that stuff, so they don't bother.
No, because they're writing them as if they were going to appear on a TV show that was picked up, because that's where they actually want to write.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, we got to have them sit down and eat, and then they're going to talk about their feelings in a very superficial way, not the great way that you'd have like Tim in his private moments, maybe confide to Dick or confide to spoiler to Stephanie about little insecurities he has about being Robin and living up to the legacy of Batman and not letting Batman down. He was so concerned about letting Batman down, and these are things that he couldn't say to Bruce.
Right.
You know, so you'd get these, and it wouldn't be extensive. They would just be little asides. He would just have these little moments where he would be focused on his job, and then he'd say a little, because
often I would write it that they were talking about something, but the reader got it that the subtext of it was his concerns. And I always write that way. You don't write directly to plot line.
Yes.
You know, you have the characters talking, and then you realize, oh, well, they're talking about something deeper here than what they're actually saying. And I try to do that. I try to be the invisible hand writer. You know, I'm informing you and entertaining you and all the rest of it, but not doing it in such a direct manner that you feel like you're being lectured to or pandered to.
I mean, I wouldn't even use the new Tim Drake comic as toilet paper. Don't get me wrong, but just seeing like the bits on Twitter that they posted of the pages, and him just going, "Oh my god, I've been dating so and so for 6 months now, and I'm so worried about our first kiss." Ugh. And he's just like,
yeah. Well, how about when Bernard, the gay lover, sneaks up on him? This is freaking Robin. He's been trained by Batman, and this guy comes tippy-toeing behind him, and he's like this. Ah!
You know what the funny thing would have been? The funny thing would have been if he tippy-toed up behind him and he turned around and he fucking knocked him out.
That's exactly what I said when I first showed up. We were on another show, and I was like, he should have turned around and flattened him.
Yes,
and reminded everybody why he's Robin.
Yeah. Oh,
and remember, these stories are supposed to represent gay people in a positive light. They do anything but.
Right. They're all twins, you know.
They're all
uninteresting.
Yeah. Just like what happened to Bobby Drake with Iron Man. They just suddenly what's he called? Cena Grace. Suddenly Bobby, who was a character, got turned into Cena Grace. So stop inserting yourself. By all means, pull upon some of your experiences in life, by all means, but don't let that get ahead of who the character is. But that's I don't know. Best name I can think of with the $10 says, "Hail to you all. I am a budding writer and artist myself. I have a lot of different story ideas at the moment. As professionals, how do you decide which idea is most worth your time to develop?"
Well,
I like the best.
You kind of see if there's enough there. I start with the big scenes. The basic concept, and then what's my big scenes, and then work from there. And if it doesn't work, if I don't have any big scenes, this one's not going to go anywhere.
Eddie Brock with a €2.50 says, "Chuck and Graham, I would have loved to have seen your work on Amazing Spider-Man.
Had a bit of fun run.
Probably better than the current run of getting cucked by a Marvel editor self-insert, having them have children with Mary Jane, turn around and say, Mary Jane, I love her as a sister, and then have Ms. Marvel take over your comic because she keeps getting cancelled, and then killing her off in some vain effort that people give a shit and have sales fall into the 30,000s.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have been a little bit better than that. Just saying.
I have a very unpopular opinion about Spider-Man. I think it was a mistake for them to marry him to Mary Jane. I think it's a huge mistake when you take any major character that's been around a long time and you totally change what made the character interesting and attractable in the first place. The biggest change happened when Ditko left, and then the whole theme and structure of Spider-Man changed, and he was no longer that loser that couldn't, there's always problems with his aunt, problems with his dandruff, problems with, his laundry, all that kind of stuff. All of a sudden now he's got not only a girlfriend, but he's got, they're two of them are after him, and they're both super hot. They're smoking hot, and it's like, well, how big a loser are you? You've got a supermodel and this other one could be supermodel that are after you. Now, you can't argue the fact that when Romita came on, the sales went through the roof and it became the most popular superhero comic in the world. But it did change the direction of the comic.
They gave him different problems, though. Like rent and working with J. Jonah Jameson, who's always, like he's getting trolled every single day in the papers. The cops hate him still. And
that was still, because don't get me wrong, I love the Romita runs. I mean, that tablet story with the Kingpin's one of my all-time favorites, right up there with Mangog. But when they married him off, that was a sea change, and it was something they couldn't pull back from. And I just I didn't like
they
that
never
at
went
all.
the next step with it. If they were gonna like have them have a kid, like give a superhero some real freaking dangers as a family man. If you're gonna do that, I hated how they got like when One More Day happened. That was like the day that broke Spider-Man as the most popular character in comic books. It like broke the character beyond repair, and that's when they started really. And that's the Quesada era. So they started putting him in the Avengers. He never should have been on a team. That was always the thing. Spider-Man never joined a fucking team. They had him join a team. But like the way they got like kill Mary Jane, like just do it, just kill her. But they couldn't because of fucking Gail Simone and fridging and all that shit. But they should have.
Gail Simone should be fucking fridged.
If you're gonna get rid of Mary Jane, you kill her. I mean, like he's a superhero. It's a danger. Like having everybody have their mind erased by Mephisto was just the most retarded fucking story. And I think Straczynski's a talented guy, but he wrote it. He fucking wrote it, and Quesada was the EIC. So I have never seen a fan revolt. Well, until later.
Well,
hold my beer.
But before that, like I had 125. You know, it was a modest shop. I had 125 Amazing Spider-Man subs. I had almost half of them quit that day.
Wow.
Well, see, it's a larger problem in the way that the whole marketing of comics changed. I mean, once upon a time, your comic book audience outgrew comics. The larger mainstream audience outgrew comics, and then new kids came in.
Yes.
And starting in the 80s, there was no effort to bring new kids in.
None.
The effort was to hold on to the readers you had. And that's the problem. You eventually, you've got to marry Spider-Man off because you have to make changes. You have to keep making changes because to the people reading it, it's this decades-long saga.
Well, the other thing is that your readership is aging with those characters. They don't want to read about Spider-Man in high school anymore.
Right.
And as you said, you don't have high schoolers coming in and reading Spider-Man. So you've got this dwindling readership base that is aging with the character. But then you run into problems with, okay, now he's got a kid and all. Well, how old is Spider-Man now? You know, it gets to the point where he's like in his 40s.
Right.
You know, because your readership is now in their 40s and 50s and stuff. And I just think, I liked what Stan used to say, you don't have change, you have the appearance of change.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I preferred Marvel's continuous wacky continuity that like required mental gymnastics to believe. But what also went along with that, and you're totally right, Chuck, like, by the time I had even bought a store, like comics were aging out, like the comics could never compete against video games, but they manga is fine, and the Japanese play the fuck out of video games. So how did they do it?
Right.
Well, it's a bigger picture. As our public schools got worse and worse and worse, and kids just reading bored them, and quite frankly, a lot of them couldn't read. A lot of people just like don't want to take the time to do it. It's a cultural thing. Whatever happened, comics lost, and it as you said, Chuck, it killed itself. And the diamond, the whole fucking diamond method, like really getting comic books out of all the other stores was the biggest mistake ever.
Yeah. The entry level market, the destruction of the newsstand market, but that was the death knell, because most of my readers were on the newsstand.
Yeah,
right.
Because I was writing for the casual reader.
Yep.
Not the fan. I mean, I love the fans. I'm a fan, but I realize there's a larger audience out there.
What killed the newsstand though was the price point.
Yep.
Yeah. Which they should have changed formats. They should have figured that out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the monthly pamphlets, they don't want them on the newsstand because they're taking up too much room for too little return.
Yeah.
Let's do what manga does. Let's put out a $10 monthly.
$10 monthly, $5, like Shonen Jump has been doing it for a long time. Just do something like that, except for comics, and they just, and when they did, they half-assed the effort of it, and it would be like a single comic book from each, instead of, and then they really went for that trade market, which was, oh God, dude. I've never been a big fan of the trade market. I just thought that was a cash grab that was only going to last so long.
Right.
And they started writing everything for the trade, and the trades go up. Like later on in my store, I just stopped buying trades. I was near a college, so I just started my buyback program. I did the used book approach. So I'm like, come and bring me your trades. I'll give you like pennies on the dollar. And I had more trades than I knew what to do with, and I never had to buy them from Diamond ever. And that was the last 3 years I was in business. I did not buy trades from Diamond.
I mean, I'll give you an example. In the 90s, they had those magazines for kids, Barbie and this and that and the other, and it was a Batman and Superman magazine with the animated characters from the TV series, and it sold 500,000 copies a month.
That's crazy.
And it had comics in it. They created new comics for it. Ty Temple did most of them. Well, Marvel bought that magazine company, and DC said, well, we're not going to have a magazine with our characters distributed by Marvel, so they just canceled the magazine. So Ty Templeton went to the powers that be at DC and said, well, can't we produce the magazine ourselves? And they said, we don't have the people to do that.
Oh.
He said, then hire them.
Yeah.
It sells 500,000 a month at $5. Hire them.
I love
This is
the
your
irony.
entry level.
I love the irony of DC saying we can't have our stuff being distributed by Marvel, and you go back to 1962 when all of Marvel's books were distributed by DC, by National Periodic, up until 1968.
Just gonna smash through a couple of biggies, and then we're gonna have to wrap this up, folks. Dirt is King with a $50 says Never Say Never Again is a better movie than Thunderball. No, it's not. Thunderball's great.
Well, no,
Don't at me, Limey. I'm at you. I'm at you, dude. I'm at you. Best Connery movie is You Only Live Twice. My favorite Connery movie is Goldfinger.
That's horrible.
Goldfinger, yeah.
Goldfinger.
I like From Russia with Love.
That's a good movie.
That's
a good movie.
Goldfinger.
Definitely different. Matthew Hammond with a $50 says Chuck and Graham, as esteemed creative dudes, what is the most original TV series that you've seen that's completely captivated you from beginning to end? Stargate Atlantis, Justified, and Awake are recent examples for me.
Oh.
Any?
Justified for me, and Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
Plastic.
Yep.
Any Chuck?
What, recent series?
Yeah.
I'm liking Yellowstone. I like Breaking Bad. I like Justified.
Tulsa King.
I haven't seen it yet.
Tulsa King's really good.
I thought you told me about Tulsa King, Chuck.
I told you about it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, you'll like it.
Of course I told you about it.
You'll really, it's like one of Sly's best performances.
Yeah,
he's
really
good.
Yeah.
And the final super for this stream, like I said, I'll do a super chat square up on Sunday, 2:30 UK time start, afternoon tea with Az. Apologies if I haven't got to it. Obviously, the conversation's been flowing and you guys have been exceedingly generous. No Zaku Boy with a $50 says, who sees into the hearts of men and the undergarments of women? Peeping Tom. An electrifying new villain has seized the city power grid, holding it for a marginal ransom. Can Tom put the lights out on the reparation ripping racist ratchet of Blackout? Oh my God.
I want to read that comic.
I want to read all of Nozaku Boy's pictures. We could turn them into comics.
He's made his own MCU at this point. It's huge.
Absolutely. He's old Tom CU. Before we go and say our fond farewells, chat in the top link in the description down below, or the pinned comment in the comment section. It will take you to this link, the Joe Frankenstein Part 2 Indiegogo campaign. Graham and the Joe Frankenstein character with Chuck and Graham with Part 1 will be available after it's been fulfilled. Right. This is a 30-day campaign, and that's it. There's no in demand afterwards. It's your opportunity window is 30 days, and then it's done. And looking for a fall, an autumn distribution by Graham, which is fucking incredible. So Graham, Chuck, anything you'd like to say about this campaign before we wrap up the show?
Call before midnight tonight.
I just want people to know that this is pure entertainment, a lot of fun. No pushing of polemics or ideology. Yeah, this is a love letter to the Universal monster films and adventure stories that both Chuck and I love, and I think you're going to love it. If you missed out on part 1 and you're hedging on part 2, don't worry about it. You can get part 1 on the Compass Comics website once it's fulfilled to the backers. And if you miss out on part 2, that will eventually end up on the Compass Comics website as well. All my books end up over there. So if times are tough, you don't have the money, that's okay. You can get it later. But so it's not going in demand, but it'll still be available at a slightly higher price. But that's how.
And if you're following the Nolan verse, you need these.
You do. And somebody had put in the chat here that I just wanted to address, because he wanted to know what the reading order is, because he was thinking of getting this book or getting Ghosts of Matakumba Key. You could start with Monster Island, but that's not necessary. You don't have to. But you really need to start with the Chenoo and Alien Alamo. And the reading order would be Joe Frankenstein, the Chenoo, Alien Alamo, and then the Ghosts of Matakumba Key. That would be the reading order.
Fantastic. Please go support these wonderful guys. They are creating entertainment that you want to read and not ideological bullshit that you don't. So let's, with that, wrap things up. Morley,
hello.
Is there anything that you'd like to plug before we go?
I would prefer to use my time to ask Mr. Dixon and Mr. Nolan, what are you guys, without labeling something from the last 10 years, let's say, your most hated writing trope? The kind of thing that you read or see in a show or something, you're like, this.
Where they kill time by having two characters talking about a character who's not there. Which they use to pad out endlessly on shows. Because it's cheaper to shoot than action.
I hate the 120-pound woman beating up a 200-pound man. that drives me absolutely. Adventure stories, action stories, there is a suspension of disbelief. But sometimes you're like, come on.
Did you see the trailer for The Mother?
Is that with Jennifer Lopez?
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Is a killer.
Yeah.
She is beating the shit out of 300-pound guys at the
hey, maybe she has magical mother powers. You don't know.
Well, then there's Queen Latifah, who's the 300-pound woman beating up 120-pound men.
Yes.
And she's is she the equalizer? Is that what she is?
Yeah. I like to call her Queen Latifah.
She's
the quick cuts are so fast because you can see how slow she's moving.
Yes. She literally slowly and very heavily creeps up on people. Very loudly.
She is 2 days away from riding those little cars that the women ride around in Disneyland and shit. Okay, those
Walmart
cars. Yeah.
The scooters,
she can run people over then. That's even more power.
The rascal. The rascals.
Darren,
I'll tell you another trope I'm tired of is the trope where you got the doctor, the cop, the businessman who leaves the big city to go back to his hometown to revisit his roots, only to uncover dark, deep mysteries that he never anticipated.
That's my book out the window then.
While modernizing the town and teaching those backward hicks how to live in a modern society.
Teach them about fire and the wheel.
Hey, you see Jim over there is a rat queer. We don't say that here. We don't say that.
My other one, and this one really bugs the shit out of me. And it was really prevalent in The Mummy, the one with Brendan Fraser.
Oh, no.
Somebody pulls a gun.
I like
It
that.
sounds like it's a piece of shit. It goes,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, it rattles like hell. It's like, what the hell? What's rattling around in this finely machined precision device? You know, it's like the Foleys just go nuts with that, and it's like it drives me absolutely crazy.
That's actually one that I would say, yeah, in loads of really shitty movies, whenever a gun comes up, just moving it up, it goes, it's like, wait,
Right.
how do you, what?
Who did that? How did that happen?
Yeah.
No, my favorite is
It's an automatic. How did that happen?
Yeah, here's another one. The guy's got a shotgun held on somebody, and he's telling him, you know, to do this or do that, and he won't do it. So then he racks it back and says, "Now you're gonna do it," that type of thing. Well, what, you were holding an empty shotgun on the guy that whole time? Because nothing gets ejected. Nothing gets ejected.
my favorite is when a beloved hero is replaced by a girl who's the key to everything. That's my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one.
My hateful trope is when everyone who's straight gets turned to gay.
Next episode, Az will be coming out as gay on the Real BBC in celebration for Pride Month. Please tune in.
Pride Month, or as I like to call it, May 32nd.
Yeah, Gary's going to hold an empty shotgun on him until he does what he wants him to do, and then he'll rack it.
It goes May 32nd, May 33rd, May 34th, May 35th, May 36th, June 6th. Never forget. June 38th. May 38th, that's how it continues.
June 6th?
D-Day.
D-Day.
Okay. I was kicked out of 3 high schools. I knew it was in June. I knew
Hey,
it was
Not
in
reason.
June.
More World War II stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Too
you
soon.
go.
I guess it's way too soon.
Who won
Gary.
World War II, Gary? I don't know. Get out!
Look, World War III is going to be here any day now, so
I was
don't worry
like,
about it.
what about Juneteenth?
Juneteenth. As what, International Yoga Day?
Yeah. No. The 21st is YouTube payday, by the way. Dumbass.
Not
That's
for
all-
me. We get paid on the 25th.
I don't care. Yeah, you guys don't count over there. I can wear
Wow.
payday. You got paid on the 21st.
Look at this white supremacy.
Yeah, not
again.
by YouTube.
Somebody got up early.
Mhm.
And it happened during a stream. And I thought, fucking hell, this is a generous tip.
I do. Yeah, you did. You're like, holy crap. I'm feeling it right now.
Wow,
Oh,
that's real kind. Oh, okay.
Graham, I'm
this
going
is
to
good.
feel that every time Ryan's a racist on FNT. I'm going to go, somebody got up early.
Somebody got up early to
Somebody got another
hate.
crack of dawn. Yes. Gary, anything that you would like to plug before we go?
I released a video yesterday. That's 2 videos in 4 days. Do not get used to it. So please pick it up. That's all. Thanks for having me on. Wait, Paul Chato, Friday Night Tights. We're gonna watch Little Mermaid and talk about it. Can't wait. I'm gonna want to read.
Somebody you are.
Well, I'm gonna watch the animated one, which I've never seen, which will probably make me want to redecorate my house. And then I'm gonna go watch the other one.
You gonna list Aquafina, talk about swamps?
I am not like, okay, I'm gonna try to sit through it. And I'm probably gonna have to, but like, I'm not gonna count out that I might walk out of that fucking movie. So we'll see what happens. But if I do that, I gotta let everybody else know that I walked out. So maybe I should
don't let him be a coward. Do not let him be a coward. He's got to finish it.
It's over 2 hours long.
You've
What?
eaten
Really?
pineapple pizza. You can watch that movie.
I love pineapple pizza.
The new Little Mermaid is over 2 hours long.
It's over 2 hours long.
That's insane.
Why?
Because they have so much story to tell. Just
Oh.
so much story.
Yeah.
Well, all the inclusivity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plenty of
but
characters
there
get up
again,
early on
in
that
all
one.
fairness, Zack Snyder is known for having extended cuts and stuff. So
A lot of slow motion.
the Little Mermaid, the Snyder cut, you know.
Yeah. Let's hope they don't have a Peter Jackson cut where there's like 6 different endings, and you got to see them all. You got to see them all.
They say goodbye over and over and over and over again.
They're like Pokemons. You got to say goodbye to all of them. Chuck, is there anything you'd like to plug, sir, before we go?
Nothing I can talk about. Now I can talk about the Rippaverse. So Rippaverse, whenever that drops, whenever he decides he's going to start crowdfunding that, keep an eye out for it and support Joe Frankenstein.
Well, hopefully Eric gets up early and releases it on time.
No.
You know Eric gets up.
That's very white supreme of Eric there.
Yeah, Eric gets up to slave away in his own warehouse.
With all that money coming in.
That's a hard-working man, my friend.
That oppression.
It is.
Eric manages to do it. That's a good guy.
Yeah.
Hey, could I just mention? Yeah, I just wanted to mention that tonight the Professionals is on my channel, and I'm going to try and stump the boys with a little game show called Who Inked That? And I'm going to show panels and pages of original art from other people that I've pulled off Heritage Auction, that type of stuff. And they have to guess who the inker was, and some of these are not easy.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, well, that's going to be fun.
With John Byrne, you can guess when he inked himself.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Every time.
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show again. Thank you so much indeed.
Well, thank
chat,
you.
Please do support these legends. Chuck's got books on his website, chuckdixon.net. Conan book, Black Citadel. Go check that out. Graham, of course, with Joe Frankenstein, linked in the description box, linked in the chat. Please go support creators that, again, want to make entertainment for you. Not ideology, they want to make entertainment. And we are in short supply of that right now. So thank you so much indeed. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. Ian So Forth gifted 5 memberships as well. Ian, thank you so much indeed. I did see that. And Travis's World also gifted 5 memberships. So thank you so much for that. If I haven't read your super chat out today, apologies. You know, we do have limited time and obviously conversation needs to flow. But I will be doing a super chat square up Sunday on this channel. Afternoon tea with us gives an opportunity to just chat between ourselves as well. Everyone who gifted members, remembered, thank you so much indeed for supporting the channel. And we'll be back with some more stuff very soon. So until then, you take care. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.